shot, but straight to the fielder. No run added to the total. And the batsman on your screen, who's on strike, he goes by the name of Kyle Rupchan, right-hander, and the non-striker is, of course, national under-17 and under-19 player Justin Gang.
Of clash, these obviously schools involved, they're from their regions in the country, and it's very much the best two teams up here now. They've got the experience, they've got the talent, and there we see from Tishon. I mean, that's how you get it, difficult, wide, short of a good length, wide. He's happy to leave it alone. These guys know what they're about.
I think Naparima will have to readjust their thinking now. And as the umpires on your screen, umpire Anthony Sanoa and Avinash Narain, both standing in for this particular match, the final of the secondary schools Intercol T20 PowerGen SSCL T20. And if you just joined us, welcome to the coverage of this game. Beautiful
Wow.
carry through the
Wow.
keeper. Dino, your comments on that before it gets a bit stale.
Where did that come from? Did you see that lift? That one carried a bit more to the keeper. He collected it almost chest height. So it's good to see that from the pitch. It's really good to see that. It means there's something there for the bowlers, and maybe it would have influenced Hillview's decision to bowl first. Granted, you mentioned they have the pacers. They're sticking to a plan here.
Well, they still have another pacer in the mix, a very senior man, the skipper Sween. But I think he's the one for the middle overs. Alain continues. Beautiful delivery. I think this will be very close. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely close. And the only thing that would have probably saved him is this bit of a swing going down the leg side.
Man, I thought maybe what would have saved him would have been a bat on it. Leg by signaled. In swinging, Yorker, short of a good length before. In swinging, Yorker this time. That's Tishon Allen for you. He's an experienced campaigner at 19 years old. He knows what he's about. And having lost Cephas Cooper, their star player, their tails are up. So he's in attack mode. That looked really close, Sachin.
Yeah, absolutely close. I think if we had the DRS system that we've seen introduced in the IPL cricket, the first time that DRS has been introduced into a T20 tournament, and for those of you looking on who are not quite sure what the DRS is, it's known as the Decision Review System. Yep, DRS, and it's simply the captain can go for a review to just put a little check on the umpire if he has the correct decision or not. But this man, then bowler on your screen with number 17 on his back, Barry, he is going to make a huge impact. He has already made a huge impact for the Hillview team. And Rupchan, together with Gangu, they will want to consolidate and build a nice partnership for them to get a total to defend.
Yeah, well played by Rupchan. He looks very watchful, this Rupchan. I saw him a couple of times in these tournaments. Been following the teams. Being a old boy of Naps, I am biased. Not in this commentary, I'm not though. I am off of this commentary, biased towards Naps. But yeah, Rupchan's very watchful. But I mean, it's a quality bowling attack. Hillview have got a quality team here. The Naps are gonna have to dig deep based on paper, and here we see him again.
Barry continues, and a slashing outside the off stump is Rupchan. But for the benefit of those of you who do not see the commentary booth, well, Dino, Mr. Dinesh Mahabir, he is a former Naps man, as he mentioned, and I'm going to take a selfie and post it on the Facebook page. Go to 10 TV's
You're
Facebook
not going to
page,
get many likes there, Saj.
and you're going to see him all decked in his blue uniform, a blue shirt,
Total coincidence.
a blue pants, I think it is. Is it a jeggings?
It's Louis Vuitton, my dear.
Oh my goodness, I think Louis is going to be quite happy with
No,
that.
I can't afford that, Saj.
Oh,
Come on. It's
Ratans.
Ratans.
Oh my, yes, yes. That's a huge brand in Trinidad and Tobago. Those of you looking at us from around the region, that's a huge brand, I must say. But Barry, he is extremely impressive, I must say. This is actually only the second time I've seen a Barry bowl. The first time he was taken apart. But it's very impressive to see this young man at just 18 or 19 years old. And I think he's inching in towards probably a selection onto a senior team in the very near future.
Well, let's have a look at him here. Nice smooth action. He goes down the leg side. Not the best advertisement, but Satch has sung his praises. But yes, he lines up very well to see, yes, there is something in the pitch, but to see them extract it. What I've noticed even in this couple of overs is that one short of a length, one full. So already they're in that frame of mind. They're already in that, or I don't want to say death bowling, but the power play, the first power play is almost like death overs. You've got to be on point. You've got to have your variations. Here he is again.
Barry, on that occasion, he's quite lucky to not get a wide on that one. Umpire Narayan being a bit lenient, but Barry has already bowled 1.4 overs, just 5 runs with 1 wicket, and the big wicket of Cephas Cooper, the man from Marak village in Maruga, represented the West Indies under 19 at the World Championships.
I mean, a lot's going to be said about Cephas. Has to be said. Talented guy. West Indies World Cup under 19. You know, Hillview got their guys, and I'll continue. But Barry's in. Kane going down leg, just angling in.
That one probably just touching a bit of a polo T-shirt on the way through.
It's
Interesting.
gotta be because it got down leg side. Maybe just clip something on the way. But yeah, I've got to stay on the point of Cephas because Cephas is a huge player in the context of this game, and being the Naparima captain, being a guy with a lot of load on his shoulders, Hillview would have targeted him.
Very brilliant shot from the young man, and that's going to run all the way down to the boundary for 4. Beautiful shot by Rupchan. He came onto the front foot and had a lunge at it, and just a wonderful flowing bat and down to the ropes for 4 welcome runs for Naparima College.
Yes, the only thing more beautiful than that shot was Sachin's description. I mean, it took the words right out of my mouth, Sachin. What a shot. Good timing. Here we see it again. Full outside the off stump. He's been mixing it up, Barry. But you can't pitch up on this pitch. It's welcome runs. Well placed. 2 men out. You've got options. This is what we want to see. We are not seeing no VOPs, for lack of a better word. These are secondary school students. These guys are... We've got West Indies under 19 players here. We've got club cricketers here. These guys, this is no joke. These guys are proper cricketers. They can hold their own. I would even go so far to say that this Hillview team can compete against the top clubs of a club team in Trinidad's National League. And it's not a stretch, Satch. It's not. These guys are that good.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I would love to see a secondary school all-star team coming up against the Premiership champs, Central Sports, that were victors just a few days ago. That would be a brilliant match.
Love it, Satch. Love it. That's how these things happen. You got to make it happen. And just to go a bit further, Satch, I would love to see a Trinidad veterans team versus the current Trinidad setup. I would love to see the kids team versus the Trinidad setup, and I'd love to see the veterans versus the Trinidad setup.
Well, I can tell you something. The veterans match, there is no venue that's going to be too big for that.
Definitely, man. And this is what it's about. In fact, Satch, I just want to see the Trinidad team play cricket. Come on. That's what it's all about. Right? It doesn't matter if it's the all-star team, but there was an all-star kids team. There was an all-star school team. I believe a team was touring from England, the Cornwall team from England, and they put together an all-star team which demolished that Cornwall team, actually.
Allen to continue. Brilliant delivery from Alain. And again, a bit of an in-swinging Yorker. And down to the boundary for 4. Well, they're going to take it as best as they can.
Well, I got to fault Alain here, knowing him a bit. If you're going to bowl full, you got to have the protection. Where is the protection? On the leg side boundary. In fact, it's just one man out, is it? And so he's got to have protection, even if it's a third man or a fine leg. There's nothing there. He knows he's going to bowl full. It's part of his repertoire. But Nap's fighting their way back, isn't it?
Yep, they're fighting their way back, and Gangu is the next man who is the next in seniority after Cephas Cooper, and he's definitely going to be taking their mantle forward. Wider from the crease, and beautiful swing there from Alain. He is showing his worth as a West Indies player.
Yeah, he was not part of the World Cup team. He previously was part of the West Indies under 19, used very much as a death bowler, very much so, and was very skillful, just as you're not seeing. Scatchin has been very skillful here in off the pitch and making sure everything's in place. And it's the same thing with Allen out there. I mean, he's trying to deliver.
I'm going to tell you something about Kangu. It's a wide delivery. They're straying a bit now, Hillview. They have mounted the pressure in the first over, but they've just released that pressure in leaking some boundaries. Just about 3 boundaries have been scored since that wicket, and approximately 3 extras, 3 wides.
Yeah, I agree. And just on that last delivery, I've got to make mention. I forgot completely. Leonardo Julian is behind the stumps. You want to talk about future senior prospects? That's one of them. Did you see how far he got across there? The whole lot wide.
Interesting.
That's him behind the stumps.
And it's a beautiful shot by Kangu. And it's going to go 1 bounce, 2 bounces into the
Wow.
boundary. And again, Justin Gangu, he's an extremely talented player. I knew him since he was the age of 12 and a half.
Oh, well, I'm surprised, Satch, because I saw a bit of him with Trinidad on the 17s, on the 19s. And I didn't see him as a batsman because I never really got an opportunity to see him. But that looked controlled. Here we see it again. It looked pretty controlled. Big swing. He pushes over the top. There's a man in. So now is the time for the risk. Pretty safe to me. Maybe not the kind of contact he wanted. Fast outfield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I must mention that. It's extremely quick. But Gangu, he's coming off 4 centuries at the club level for his club Woodland. And a wonderful shot again. And the crowd is getting involved now. The crowd of just about 1,500 persons. They're still coming in. But I really thought that I would have seen a bit more students here, seeing that it's a Friday evening.
Yeah, hasn't the SCA exams been done and dusted? Maybe they went to see Infinity War tonight, you know.
You're hinting something. Have you been to see that movie yet?
I've only seen it 10 times, Sachin.
Oh my. Well,
Pirate. Illegal versions.
all right.
Oops.
Well,
It's nothing compared to the entertainment here tonight.
absolutely not. I relish the opportunity to do commentary on a match such as this. I think the last time that there was a star-studded contest was in the just before 2010, in between 2005, 2010, with William Perkins, Evan Lewis, Shannon Gabriel, Adrian
Wow.
Barath. I think was Kavish Kanta Singh as well was involved with that. It was Princestown West Secondary versus Presentation Shagonas at Guaracara Park. And I think that was the last time I saw something like that.
Well, you've called a star-studded role. I mean, your knowledge of that history, that must have left an impact on you, leaving those names. And just to take it a bit further, that's what's happening right now. To see these guys are now the star-studded guys. We have come on in age, well, me more than you, but it would have been a major occasion to see something of that in Guaracara Park. Now we're blessed with this Brian Lara facility, and we're blessed with the same similar talent. He's looking to hug that wide line, but this time it's just outside. Obviously, part of his repertoire.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to the challenge between the fast bowlers and Kangu. He's an interesting player. He's very humble individual. His head is on his shoulders, and you can see the rehearsal of
Just
the
give
shot.
him time.
Yes, I agree. He is extremely humble. I can say that, but a brilliant batsman is he, and he's a talented guy. He's an all-rounder. You're going to see some of him in the second innings.
Allen again. This time he comes closer though. He made up for his mistake. Look at that fielding. That's what you want to see. They're up for it. I mean, you may not be able to feel it at home where you're looking at this, but it's electric out there. It's very much up for grabs. These guys are giving it their all. This is everything. It's bragging rights. It's team rights. It's two star-studded team. You mentioned Django. I mean, we can go on and on about Hillview. Naps have got something in the tank to fight this game.
Yeah, Naparima College, they are coming off a history of losing games at the big matches. Last year, they lost against Hillview as well. And the year before that, they lost in the semi-final against Fatima. So they would want to go all the way. I spoke to the manager earlier on, Mr. Percy Samlal Singh, and he told me the last time that Naparima College won a competition such as this was in 1976.
Well, you shouldn't have never said that, Sachin, because you just opened a can of worms there. When I was playing for Naparima College, yes, I said it. When I was playing there,
Was that in 1976?
yeah, I feel that old though. But we'll just continue after this delivery. We'll get back to the 70s in a bit. But very much a keen contest here. Baptiste is still in bowling. Oh, lovely to see.
A bit of a stare there from the old West Indian. Old West Indian stare. I really would love to see Sir Kirtley in the stands to see this level of fast bowling. He'll be very much impressed.
Well, I'm going to get controversial now. Sir Kirtley has never seen Alzari Joseph bowl, and he's from the same country. The first time they asked him about Alzari, he's like, I have no clue who this kid is. But that's just to be a bit controversial, Sach. You know, this is how it is. The point I'm making is that these kids need to be nurtured. You know, they've got to get guidance. They've got to get mentors. They've got to get in good systems. This one just down the leg, but promising, good-looking bowler, good shape. Maybe just a bit movement, can't control it. But I say that with all respect, Sachin. It's just a point to make about these guys need guidance at this stage. And you're right, these guys have a good bowling attack. We're blessed with a good pitch here tonight. We've got to capitalize on this prospects, on this talent.
Yeah, the delivery before that last one was extremely deadly. It was a fast bounce that tailed into the batsman. Oh, and on that occasion, Gangu is getting a bit loose here. I thought that he needs to stick on a little bit more and just wait for the spinners. He is very much he's much more comfortable against the spinners, but he's coping with the pace and the pressure of these fast bowlers quite well, I must say.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to trust your judgment, Sach. You've seen a lot of him, as you mentioned. Maybe, you know, I mentioned before, Rupchan is a bit more watchful. So maybe Gangu, yes, he has to take the risk. It's T20 cricket. He has to take the risk. It's got to be measured. Here he is in again.
Barry straying a bit down the leg side yet again, and cleaning up is the fielder down on the fine leg boundary. They're going to get just one run. Interesting. They should have run two there because they need as much runs as they can get.
Yeah, young guys like this, no sympathy from me whatsoever. T20 cricket, run the runs. It's not Christopher Gale out there, is it?
Well, speaking about the big man, he's definitely making a statement in the IPL. The half centuries are coming like bats in a night sky. There's Barry, and wonderfully played again. This might just have the legs, and a good fielding down in the end, and covering some good acreage. And again, they're not the running between the wickets is very questionable. That ball went just about 50 meters away from the fielder, and they still only managed just one run.
Fair enough. Got to give credit still to the Hillview fielders to create that doubt. That's what you want. You want them to think. You want them to look at the fielders, know they're sharp. Yes, the inner ring fielder missed it, but he dived full stretch. So that's what it's about. It's about that intensity, and that's a key word, intensity, in this game, because you may not have seen many games, but the level of intensity is very high here. Back of a length, guided.
We're seeing a fielding display that's extremely aggressive from the Hillview College team. Just one delivery remaining in the 5th over. Naparima College, they have not done too badly in coping with the pressure of the Pacers. I still think that they were just about 6 or 7 runs short from where they should have been now because of the running between the wickets.
Yeah.
Very well played. Back foot punch, and it's going to get to the boundary. That's a brilliant shot from Rupchan. He has been a bystander to Justin Gangu, and he came onto the back foot, and just a gradual punch, just saying, hey, thank you, ma'am, for that beautiful. My goodness, that's a wonderful shot from the camera.
Oh, lovely, Sach. The only thing better was your commentary and your description. I mean, how lovely was that? Simple as you like. Just so here we see it. On the back foot, guided. Yes, for us, I thought it was a punch, honestly, but he really just used the pace of the ball, got on the back foot, guided on a pitch that's got something. I mean, there's no Shannon Gabriel here, but it's got something in there, as we saw that unsettled Cephas Cooper in the beginning, which obviously was a plan, knowing that this is what they have in their arsenal. We're going to run hard at this guy. And I mean, To be overly tactical at this stage is maybe a bit too harsh, but I would have liked to see Cephas at 3 and let a couple guys grind it out. Keep your star boy at number 3 and grind it out. They put him at the top. They put the responsibility on him, and Hillview were up to it. They won the toss, and they went at him from ball 1.
Yep, speaking about winning the toss, Hillview won the toss and they elected to bowl first. And the Hillview College team, Dexter Sween, captain, wicketkeeper Leonardo Julian, Navin Bideshi, Keegan Simmons, Sachin Sicharan, very promising young player, Kirsten Kalicharan. Well, we don't need to say much about this individual, but taking up the attack is Alain. He still continues from the northern end, but yeah, Tishon Alain, Rikash Budram, Ronaldo Forrester, Jean-Philippe Barry, the man that we saw took the wicket of Cooper, Kareem Muradali, Jedan Bryce, Anderson Mahes, and Isaiah Connell.
In that order. And it sounds so star-studded, Sachin. I mean, you call those names are in the cricket fraternity, are almost everyone knows about these guys. These guys are in and around cricket. I call out the Naps team here for you. It's not going to be the same effect that it has. Oh, this one just lofted, just over the top. Well played from him, a much-needed boundary. It's the last over of the power play. They're trying to get all they can.
Yeah, Gango on that occasion, capitalizing on a poor delivery from Alain. It was pitched on middle and leg and swayed away onto the leg side, and Gango made no mistake in dispatching that one down to the boundary for 4. They're playing more delicate shots than attacking, and it's very important to note that they're utilizing the extremely fast bowling for this level of cricket.
Yeah, you know what, Sach? You're spot on, and I've got to give credit to the coach and even the team. I've got to give them credit for recognizing that early on and making use of it straight in the power play. Oh, missed that one. Just a slower ball. Good stuff from Alain. You're going to see him in the death. Make no mistake about it. He's going to come back and work his variations in the last couple of overs. That's very much what he does. He's doing it now. But at 35 for 1, a good recovery from Naps.
Yeah, I think it was an excellent recovery, losing the wicket of Cooper in the first over. They have recovered well. They're now 35 for the loss of 1 wicket, and the power play overs are approaching an end. But Alain, I think he's good. This may be his last over until probably the 18th or 19th over. And again, Gango needs to be very careful, prodding on the outside the off stump. But Naparima College said at the coin toss that they were looking for in between the range of 140 to 150. Is that still on the cards?
I think with this outfield, the way we've seen the pitch now, of course, we have the benefit of hindsight. I would say, yeah, in fact, 160 would be par, knowing that these guys don't have like the power to really power the ball away of a genuine 6-hitter. There are a couple, don't get me wrong. There are a couple guys who can do it. Brilliant stuff from Alain, and he gets the second wicket. Slower ball, moving away from the left-hander. He pushed at it, just coming to the end of the power play, caught in 2 minds. Alain gets his wicket.
Unfortunate for that's Gango, Justin Gango. He did the hard work. He faced the fire of the fast bowling from both ends. And Hillview College, their tail is high once again. After a bit of a consolidation from Naparima College, with Gango and Rupchan, the young man on your screen has gone back to the hutch. And again, it's a brilliant delivery in slow motion. And the wicketkeeper, just a simple catch for him. But Alain, on that occasion, it just nipped across. Brilliant delivery from the young man, and he knew it from the time it left the pitch that it was a wicket written all over that leather ball.
Yeah, we see the replay from many angles, and deservedly so. It's a brilliant delivery. It's a slower ball on point. It's so difficult to get these slower balls, those variations in the right areas. The ball before was a slower ball, similar. He came with the same thing. Gangu caught in 2 minds. He didn't know if to go forward or back because he's trying to score. And you got to give Alain total credit there. There was a lot of movement there as well, pushing away. So he's angling away from the left. It's going to be into the right. But there's another left-hander out there right now. And Sachin's telling me that's Darren Samlal. So he's in there now at number 4 for the Naps team. very bad time to lose a wicket. It's almost like getting a goal on the 45th minute. It's a very difficult time to lose a wicket. You've got to rebuild.
Excellent comparison there. Brilliant delivery from Allen. And he needs to be very careful because the Hillview team, they're attacking like a pit bull at this point. Brilliant stuff from Hillview in the power play. And I think still, at the end of the power play, at the end of 6 overs, at 35 for the loss of 2 wickets, it, it was a bit balanced.
Just like Thanos, it's balanced. But I've got to say, Sachin, it's 6 overs gone. Wow, what a contest we've already seen. It's been up and down. It's floated in both ways. I mean, it's been going both ways. This is what you want to see from a final. Listen, Hillview.
He has been in and around cricket, playing, administering, and coaching schools cricket for quite some time. He's a veteran in the game of cricket, Mr. Sharaf Mohammed. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Sachin, for that lovely introduction. That one is played to the backward point region. Looking for a single. There's a mix up here. Could there be a run out? Oh, he's safely home. So, yes, Hillview College put in the continue with the attacking on the batsman. And again, you see that one played to the backward point region there. And batsmen were in two minds. Anyhow, they got the single eventually. That moved the score up to 36 in the 7th over.
I think it's a good start from Hillview College. It's a bit balanced nonetheless, but on that occasion, I think Darren Samlal, since the first ball he came in and faced, he was on the move looking for a single, looking to get off strike as quick as possible. But he needs to be very careful. These Hillview fielders are like predators on their prey. But Dexter Sweet, the skipper, has taken up the attack from the southern end, and he's a man not with express.
To restrict them at the coin toss, the captain, Swin, said that he wanted a low score. And with this fast outfield,
Can you get that thing you want me thinking? I wanna do that. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Can you really make me wanna do that? Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Can you really make me wanna? They make me up. I'm falling la 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 la. I don't wanna leave. I'm falling la 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 la. I don't wanna leave. I'm falling la 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 la. I don't wanna leave. I'm falling la 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 la. I don't wanna leave. Tell the way you do your thing, can you really make me wanna get a piece of you? And the way you make that sexy body swing, can you really make me wanna get a piece of you? Aren't you happy? Can I wanna get a piece of you? The way you do so good, can you make me wanna do that? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Can you really make me wanna do that? Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Can you really make me wanna? You make me go. I'm falling la 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 la. I don't wanna leave. I'm falling.
like his elder brother, Darren Bravo, with the same action, he can bring it back at you, and that's a beauty. They're cutting him in half. at that delivery again, coming back and look the
Baby girl, me wanna do ya. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Girl, you really make me wanna do ya. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah. Girl, you really make me wanna, you make me love. Oh oh, I'm so in love. I don't wanna leave. Oh 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 oh, I'm so in love. I don't wanna leave. Yeah.
The big one gone, and he looked in disbelief, and Barry was off like a sprinter, very much looking like Atto Bolden. Big celebration from the young man. Brilliant delivery, and he continued to bowl well, but Gangu capitalized on some poor deliveries, and they managed to consolidate for Naparima College. They did put in some good work.
Yes, they did. And looking at the highlights there, you see some beautiful shots played onto the offside, through the leg side, and they capitalize on those boundaries.
Yeah, Kyle Rupchan getting into the act of hitting boundaries as well. Gangu on that occasion, lifting over the 30-yard circle over the infield. A very confident shot from him. We were looking at him to get something in the realm of maybe 50, 60 and push on for Naparima College. But you're going to see the way he was dismissed. That shot in particular impressed me tremendously. It was a gentle push off the back foot and race to the boundary rope.
That's when that ball is really a timing shot. That one then flicked down the leg side there over the into the over the fine leg, sorry, into the boundary. And that's the wicket. Yeah, that ball just he was in two minds, looking to either leave it or just play it. And two minds, and the ball just taking the edge, and Ja Philippe got his man.
Well, Barry and Alain picking up a wicket apiece. But impressive stuff from Hillview. And we've seen a pendulum swing in this match. It has swung in both directions. And a wonderful shot of the Solomon Hochoy Highway in the back, and beautiful shot of the media center as well. I'm not sure if I wave my hand, you can probably see me. But this is a T10 production, Trinidad and Tobago Entertainment Network. You can download the app on the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. Simply download the app onto your smartphone, and with the touch of a button, you can pull the stream up on your device and take us wherever you go on the World Wide Web as well. Brilliant stuff. And just a little hint, what were some of the challenges, just quickly, of the secondary schools this year? I know finance is a problem for every single person in the region, but more so Trinidad. But for the secondary schools cricket league, was that a challenge?
Well, finance would always be a challenge. Our budget is not what we would have gotten, but we are thankful for PowerGen for their sponsorship. They have been sponsoring secondary schools cricket league for the past 22 years, and we are very grateful for that. We make do with what we have. But apart from PowerGen, we also have Flo, who has come on board and into their second year, and we have really started to develop the girls cricket as well. And we see a bowling change here with Ronaldo Forrester. He is going to be taking up the attack from the northern end, and another youth player coming from the east. And right here on Sunday, the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board Interzone Senior 50 Over tournament gets on the way, and East will be taking on Southwest Zone.
Well, this is a new initiative, and you are the manager of East team, correct?
Yes, I have been asked to
Brilliant.
manage it. So
Extremely brilliant.
another cap I'll be wearing on Sunday from as the manager of the East Zone of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board.
We're going to
team.
chat a little bit about that in probably the next technical timeout, but Forrester, and yet another fast bowler from Hillview, they're relishing this pitch, and I think that the groundsman, he told me, a left-hand seamer, very good start from the seamer, but the groundsman told me, the head groundsman told me that this pitch has very little for a fast bowler. However, I'm seeing very much a big difference in that judgment.
Well, the pitch, while there will be moisture in it, I think that you are getting the even bounce on it, and the fast bowlers are bending their backs, as you would see, and they are putting in the work, and they are getting the results. And if you look at that first delivery, that Fernaldo, probably a warm-up delivery, pitching just on the off stump and moving away. So he will be his natural ball really would be looking to uh, carry the ball away from the right-hander.
Forrester a few kilometers slower than the other bowlers of Alain and Barry, but there is a third man, a bit of a wide third man. There is a cover, a backward point, long on, a long off. There is a man down the mid-wicket boundary as well, a square leg, and just 4 players inside the circle. Brilliant stuff from the Hillview team, and it's a nice defensive field being set by Sween.
See, again, he's bringing the batsman forward to play, and he's played that onto the offside there for another single. So they are bowling just what they want to do, what their coach Richard Kelly would have been telling them to do. That's Richard Kelly Senior, and he would be telling them just to keep the ball on the off stump, outside the off stump, short of a length, good length ball that you see in T20 cricket with the matches being played in the IPL. They show you where the balls are pitched. And you are seeing that from him, and he's going to be bowling to the left-handed now, the left-hander.
Well, Sam Lal is not as experienced as the other 2 batsmen, but he has the capability of playing shots like that, and among others as well. Rupchan, in this pair, he may be the senior batsman to Sam Lal, not because of experience, but because of the quality of the strokes we've seen.
Sure, and if you look at it, I think Rupchan's role would be to play the attacking role, while Samla would be to kind of rotate the strike, that kind of thing. So we will see what happens and how best they can carry on, as you said, between the 7th and 12th over, and that one is tucked away down to the square leg region for another single. So we are not really seeing boundaries at this time, but at least they are getting the singles to keep the scoreboard ticking.
Yeah, well, that's the most important thing in a T20 cricket. If you're not able to hit boundaries, you're able to score singles. You're able to pick up singles at regular intervals, and that will continue to get your run rate going upwards. It may not be 6 or 7 and over, but the runs are continuing to be scored. Forrester, not the express bowler, but he's bowling quite consistently and doing the job of that the skipper, Sween, requested of him. At the end of over number 8, the score moves up to 41 for 2. Naparima College batting first, being put into bat. They're just going about 5 runs and over. And I think I would want to say they're going to be quite happy with that. But under the circumstances, yes.
To take Naparima to a decent score. Presentation College did a real good job in restricting them for just around 130 something, right? But and Presentation College was doing a decent run chase until they got the breakthroughs, and we see Dexter again. They're keeping that ball, getting it to bounce, playing it just to the backward point region for another single.
We were chatting about the 50 overs, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sween has been selected as part of the North Zone 50 overs team.
Yes, if you look at this, both teams from here, well, I'm sure Cooper would be playing with maybe the Southeast team. I know for sure Sween is playing with North. Kirsten Kalicharan is playing together with Keegan Simmons is on the East team, and the wicketkeeper is Leonardo Julian as well. So those 3 of them are playing with the senior boys. So that is something that good experience for them. Kalicharan may not play all the games because you know he's in A levels and he has his exams, and he said that he want to concentrate on it, but definitely he will be playing when he's available. So we are looking towards a good team. The East has a decent team. It is led by Riyad Emrit, who we know is the captain of the Trinidad team, and there we see hit a direct hit, and the Zinger Beals just fell off.
Leg by signal by umpire Avinash Narain, the young and upcoming umpire, a good prospect umpire for international uh, duties, I would say. Avinash is just about 25 years old and he has already umpired a tremendous amount of premiership games in Trinidad and Tobago.
Avinash is a really good youngster coming up, and he'll make it fine the umpire in fraternity because and Avinash was also a student of secondary schools cricket league, and I had the privilege to kind of mold him to when he was going to school at Baratera South Secondary.
I see, very interesting thoughts from Mr. Shiraz Mohammed and a beautiful caught shot. Uh, 1 run added to the total. Rupchan moves up to 15. Samlal, Darren Samlal, comes all the way down from Pluck Road in San Francisco. He is on 2. The total is on 44 for the loss of 2 wickets. Naparima College batting first, and I would I would restrict my predictions just until probably over number 15 because at this point the game is still evenly balanced. If a batsman can get off here, Hillview can be in a bit of trouble. But at this point, we can safely say that Hillview is on top of the Naparima College team.
Yes, it looks that way, but with just losing 2 wickets, I think they are really looking to build that partnership again. And once they continue to do that, pick up the ones and twos around the ground, look for the bad ball, dispatch it to the boundary. We can see if they can get at least 100 by the 15th over. I think that without losing any other wickets, then we can see they're going on to maybe get that 130 or 40 that they are looking for. And what a delivery from Dexter Sween. He's really getting the ball to bounce and move. And that was a really good delivery there.
9 overs completed. Naparima College 45 for the loss of 2 wickets. And tell me something about Sween. I think you seem to know a lot about this young man. As we take a look at the replay, and it will lead into my question to you, Mr. Mohammed. Samuel on that occasion looked a bit of some Brian Charles in it, but taking his eyes off and not accomplishing the task of executing that shot properly. Had a nice bit of lift as well. Samuel played the ball actually before it came through. And tell me something about Dexter Sween. Does he have the capabilities of bowling at the kilometers per hour as we saw Barry and Alain bowling at?
Dexter has that ability, but what Dexter tends to do is that he tends to vary his bowling. He would really try to get the ball, something like bowl something more. Oh, what a beautiful delivery there from Forrester, beating him all out. Right, beating Samlal outside the off stump there. And yes, coming back to Dexter, Dexter has that ability. If you look at videos of Andy Roberts, who used to get that ball to kick from just from that right spot, Dexter has that ability. And he can bowl express speed as well.
Very talented man is the Dexter Sween. He's a big hitter as well. Oh my
Oh,
goodness, brilliant stuff from Forrester. Samlal has absolutely no clue what is going on with that one. Nice approach to the crease, beautiful delivery, high arm action, and through to the keeper.
Certainly, and we see the keeper calling for his helmet, which means he's probably looking to come up onto the stump because he's probably seeing Samuel Batten outside his crease. Yes, and that's what Forrester does. He is not really quick, but he can move the ball around. And with the conditions out there, with the breeze blowing across the ground because it's a bit overcast, it's cool. I don't think the dew is really humbugging the bowlers and gripping the ball at this stage.
Well, Samlal is going to be checked in his performance, but with the wicketkeeper up to the stumps, not able to come out of the crease to prevent that natural outswing from Forrester. But Naps is slowing down just a little bit.
Yes, they are. They need to keep the runs ticking along. And that one is played into the onside, offside region. Good feeling down on the boundary there, on the wide long off region.
Well, that's the West Indies quality for you. Alain is on the long on boundary. He had to cover some serious acreage. He got around quite quickly, and it was as comfortable as taking a night's rest.
Certainly.
Forrester moves in 1.4 overs, 5 runs, no wickets. And the spectators are really getting into the game at this point. And the very popular Nutsman, you can hear him in the background, Mr. Kenrick from San Fernando City Corporation. He's a character in not just cricket, but sports in Trinidad.
Yeah, once you say sports and you would find him, and there he is. There he is, moving around. All the buy nuts for me now. I think we have a decent crowd building up, such. It's a decent crowd thanks to the fans for coming out and supporting Secondary Schools Cricket League.
Must commend my cameraman as well. He picked up on it immediately. Brilliant. My cameraman, I have to get his name. I'm not too sure who is on that camera. It's Mr. Caron. Yes, that's the man, the cameraman, Caron. Hillview supporters coming around. They've journeyed from far and come down to South Trinidad. And Richard Kelly Sr. is ensuring that the
His
flag is perfectly.
And asking him to make sure don't let the flag come out of the pole because you have to keep waving the flag, you know, and because Hillview want to retain their title.
They're a happy bunch, Hillview College.
Well, they're a well-seasoned bunch because they have been playing for over 2 years or 3 years together. So 10 overs. We're into the 11th over now. And yes, you've seen the flag of Hillview there, waving with their flag bearer, one of the Hillview students. And we have a bowling change from the southern end, and that looks like Kirsten. No, it's not. It's 21, Kareem Murad Ali. So we have Kareem Murad Ali is going to be taking up the tack from the southern end. And we bowling to Samlal, and Samlal just playing forward there.
Samal is he's looking a bit indecisive, whether to go onto the back foot or to the front foot. But I'm telling you, at 10 overs, at a score of 48, now moving up to 49 for the loss of 2 wickets, somebody needs to be taking a chance from the next over.
Yeah.
They've set the platform now to get a bit of a launch, but they need to also be very careful not to lose too many wickets because the momentum will be lost as well.
Yes, they need to start doing that, and I think that will be Rupchan. Rupchan will be the one to play the more attacking role. I don't think Samlal has that ability because he's really not middling the ball properly. Although we see he played a couple shots and they look decent, but Rupchan is the one who is going to be looking to take up that mantle because he has been there a little longer than Samlal.
I'm not sure if the coach can hear me on his mobile device, but I would love to see the running between the wickets be a little more intense. If you show that intent between running between the wickets, you can throw off, and there's a chance again, and yes, you can throw off the fielding team. If you show that intent of running quickly between the wickets, a team can be clogged up a bit for thoughts if they were to see that type of running between the wickets.
Yeah, I mean, in cricket, they always tell you run the first one fast. And we see Murad Ali keeping a good line there. Just 2 runs coming off the over so far with 1 delivery to go.
Murad Ali operating from the southern end, a wonderful arm action.
Ooh.
A bit of spin from that one, expected or not. The
Well-
score moves up to 50 for the loss of 2 wickets after the end of over number 11. And I'm going to be taking my leave and welcome back Mr. Dinesh Mahabir to give his expert video analysis on this situation.
Well, 50 for 2 in 11 overs. I think Naparima College needs to start picking up the scoring rate. They need to really turn around the strike because they need to get runs on the board. They have to try to get to at least 120, 130 in the next 10 overs. So
Yeah.
welcome back, Dinesh.
Yeah, pleasure to be back, Mr. Mohammed. And there we see some shots of the crowd. The Tassa there. Well, Nap's not doing so well, so he's wearing blue. So I'm guessing that he's a Naps fan. And the Tassa is not playing because Hillview now are bowling. And they've restricted Naps very well after 10 overs.
They certainly did. Just uh, scoring at just about 5 runs and over. And you see, because we're into over number 12 now, and the score is now has just moved up to 51. So just under 4.5 runs and over.
So
Yeah,
for
about.
4.5, do you think going at this run rate, do you think that would be a competitive total?
Certainly not, because when Hillview played in the semi-final, they had to chase down 136 and they knocked it off with just 2 wickets. Keegan, and he's bowled him. What a delivery. Again, he's looking to flick that onto the onside, and he's been bowled all over the place. So there goes Samla trying to attack the ball, trying to pick up the scoring rate, and he had a Tassa raining from the east.
Well, it was not the Napsasa man because he's up in full swing, and there we see the Hillview flag in full flight. He is running up and down, and brilliant work from the cameraman. What you're not seeing is a vibe in the crowd. There was an eruption of noise when that wicket fell, and there he is. The disgruntled Samlal has to limber back into the pavilion. But what a delivery! It was a full ball coming back into the left-hander. It beat him. You would have think he would have drived it. He missed it and it went clean away with the off stump. And there's Samlal going. He was in at number 4. And Naps in a spot of bother
Yes,
here.
they certainly is in a spot of bother, because at the previous over he bowled to that Forrester would have bowled to him. Let's look at it again. Watch the replay.
Left-handed.
Looking for that drive and just beating him and taking the leg stump. Now, as I was saying, in the previous over when Forrester bowled to him, he got to leave him. So I guess that's what he was playing for. He was playing for the outswing, but this time he brought it back into him, pitch it just where you want to pitch it, at full, and he was bowled all over the place. So the Hillview fans are really celebrating now. This is pressure on Naps because they need to get to at least 120 to restrict this really comprehensive, strong Hillview team.
Yeah, and that's Samlal. He departed, and that brought in Avinash Mahabir Singh. That's him there with the number 5. He's going to be on strike. Another all-rounder, played for Trinidad at the youth level. He's someone no slouch with the bat. He's more really a bowler, but he's very capable right-handed, as you see. But the left-handed Forrester, you're so right. One in, one out, and that's the talent on display here in this competition. These guys are no pushovers. These are not. Yes, they are kids, but these guys are professional in their approach.
They are, and you see that one's coming back into the right-hander. So almost a Yorker length delivery there from Ronaldo Forrester. He's not express pace like Ja Philippe and Tishon Allen. And you're right, they are professional at this level, because when you look at the level of cricket that they are playing basically championship and premiership cricket. A while ago, Sachin and I were talking about the start of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board 50 over into zone competition. As far as that bowls, that one beats him outside the off some street. So one was coming back. The first one was coming back into him. The second one leaving him. And the wicketkeeper Leonardo Julian, who plays for Mary Boys, who has 2 centuries on his belt in the Premier 1 division. So this Hillview College is like a national team.
Well, you got me started there. You really piqued my interest there. I wouldn't say a national team, but they're that good. And you're right. We had this conversation with Sachin earlier. This is like a club team. These guys can compete. And here it is, Forrester, the left-handed Forrester. Look at the movement. He didn't make the contact that he wanted, and it didn't go in the direction to still get the single. It's what T20 is about. But the talent on display here, my goodness. Left-handed Forrester, the pace attack, the way they've thrown themselves about. Sometimes it doesn't translate off the TV, but the intensity level is very high here. I mean, Mr. Mohammed, you've been around the cricket. You've seen these guys. You know the quality that's up here on
Yes,
display.
they are really playing well. They are really playing like a real good club team, and that one is driven straight back for another single there. And yes, they are good outfit because they have been playing for the past 2 or 3 years together. I know some of them would be leaving Hillview College this year, but I know Coach Kelly has a lot of youngsters coming up who's going to replace these guys. And I'm telling you, they are going to be just as good as these guys coming up because the youngsters coming up, some of them would have went on tour with Secondary Schools Cricket League to England in August last year. And so they have that kind of experience already. And that's what Secondary Schools Cricket League is all about. It's about producing good all-round children or athletes or citizens, as you want to call it, through the sports and cricket. And that's Murad Ali again, coming from the southern end.
Right-handed Murad Ali with a bit of a slingy action. Looks pretty clean to me, just to be clear about that. It looks pretty clean. In IPL now, variation is the key. So look at him there, just slingy, getting it out very quickly off of his hand. And yes, the point you're making, these guys have played a lot of cricket, and I have to give kudos to the secondaries, the SSCL, Secondary Schools Cricket League, very organized unit. When we look at football, intercol football in Trinidad and Tobago has been the pinnacle of looking at young talent. And sometimes the cricket goes under the radar because this is our cricket intercol final. It is as big and it is as important. And clubs, especially, as well as national coaches, would be looking at these players. And if they are not, then they're actually doing themselves a disservice because this is the stepping ground. The secondary schools have provided a platform for these guys to showcase their talent among their compatriots. And from here, you've got to get these guys in clubs, you've got to get them in national setups, and to be fair, with these two teams, top teams in the country, these guys have been around the circuit.
Yes, they have been because as Sach and I was talking earlier about the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board inter-zone 50 over competition coming up as we see that delivery just played down back to the bowler and Murdali is really getting some bounce and turn off this pitch as well. So
Yeah.
there is something for the bowlers and both fast and spin.
Yeah, you can see even Muradali here. He's pitching back of a length. It just means that there is some carry on the ball, so you can't pitch up with the ball is coming onto the bat. It says a lot about the pitch, but it says a lot about the quality of cricket that these guys have adjusted their game.
Yes, they have. And coming back to the inter-zone 50 over competition is going to be kicked off on
That's
Sunday.
a senior,
The
senior
senior.
team. Yeah.
Right? From Hillview College, you have 4 guys who will be playing on the zonal team.
Really?
You have
Yeah.
Dexter Sween who will be playing with the North Zone. You have Kirsten Kalicharan and Keegan Simmons and Leonardo Julian playing with the East Zone. And I remember Keegan would have went with the West Indies under 19 together with Kirsten Kalicharan, who was the vice captain of that team. So they have that ability. And these are young guys. These are guys, Kirsten Kalicharan is just about 16 or 17 years old, now in lower 6, right? Doing well both academically and sports. Also got a contract as a youth player for Jamaica Talawas. So cricket is something in growing well in Trinidad and Tobago, except for what happens in the administration level, which I am not going to get to. But
The
all I
controversy
am-
never stops.
All I am asking for, let us put the differences aside. Put the differences aside and work towards the
Oh.
development of cricket.
Oh, that one went the other way. Well bowled. And I'm hearing you, Mr. Mohammed. I'm hearing you. At the end of the day, we are all servants of this game, and we just want to see it develop and reach to its fruition, and everyone can reap the rewards. And where else do you start but secondary school cricket? This is where the passion is. This is where the kids is. This is where the parents are ingrained. Singh and Rupchan have got things going, but the quality of cricket, 2 runs, look at that, dive and throw in. It's a lovely spectacle to behold, and we see Mahabir Singh on the screen. His name is spelled wrong, but we know what it's about. It happens, but
That's a typographical error.
but I hear you with the league. These guys, these are the top cricketers in this country. These are the top youth cricketers. The reason that these two teams are here in the final is because they feel the best talent in the country. And you yourself, here we go again. Oh, look at that delivery. Drifting in the air, bouncing, turning the other direction. Lovely stuff to see.
I think the height might have been his fate there. It might have been going over the stump, but that looked very adjacent from where we sit up
Yeah.
here.
Here we see it again.
And we have the,
Beautiful shot from the
yeah,
cameraman. I gotta give kudos to the camera team doing their job. It only looks easy, folks. Oh, that
oh, and
one
that
looked
one
close.
good.
Loud shot, like you said. Maybe they hide, but that's Navin Bidesi.
Yeah.
He's also been part of the under 19
Hmm.
team as an opening batsman. Very capable leg spinner.
Yes, Navin is one of the top leg spinners in secondary schools cricket league, and that one, um, probably it's a leg break going the other direction, probably beating the off stump too much at turn.
Yeah, a bit slow. You know, he's not the quickest,
Oh,
and
and
there we
that's
see that's the intensity we spoke of. You can't miss at this level. But kudos to Hillview having fielding. They're sharp. They're throwing at the stumps. Oh my goodness, what a contest! I know you said 160. I tell you what, they get to 130, they're gonna fight this game.
yes. If they get a 130, it's going to be a good game, but they really need to start stepping it up because you don't want to. I mean, you don't want to lose wickets, but the ball is turning. The bowlers are bowling in the right line, and they are really pegging back Naparima. But Naparima have to start to take some chances, and that's the second technical timeout. Um, we have two technical timeouts in each inning. The first after 7 overs, and then one after 14. And now they may have to do some rethinking of how they plan for the next 6 overs.
Yeah, it gives us a bit of a timeout here in the booth because the cricket is happening fast and furious out there in the middle. There we see the umpires converse now as we can now sit back and converse a bit. And you mentioned some controversial statements which I would not revisit, but I would say, oh, look
Look
at
at the
this crowd.
crowd.
Look at this
Lovely
crowd. Who
crowd.
needs controversy when
We
we've
have
got
lovely
the
crowd.
parents
I,
and we've got everyone supporting? Look at the scenes here at Brian Lara Stadium. I can see young Kali Charan's father. Sachin is pointing to his girlfriend on the screen. I mean, it's
you sure?
really,
You
really
sure?
good sight.
You
Now,
sure it's
yeah,
his girlfriend?
obviously, persons on their phone. What a lovely sight. You got to give it up for the guys in the production team for making this happen, for the sponsors for allowing this to happen. Beautiful sights here at the Oval. And I've got to say, secondary schools cricket, this is where it's at. The passion is very strong here.
Yes, it is. And I wouldn't say controversial, Steve. I'm not going to get into controversy. What I'm saying is that when you look at sports today, we saw it recently in athletics, in the Commonwealth Games, coaches making statements. This one in the Olympics when they had the saga with the gymnastics. All I am saying, let us work together for the development of sport. I don't know how many of people can remember 2007, was it 2000, no, 2005, 2006 World Cup when we qualified, right? Um, the whole country that evening,
Yeah.
when our coach, who is Trinidad and Tobago coach right now, football coach, who scored that goal, that header in Bahrain, to send Trinidad to the World Cup, the whole country was united. Why can't we go back to that? Why can't we have that in sports?
Well, it looks like a World Cup crowd out there tonight. I tell you what, and the cameramen, they're having fun. They're following all of the lovely ladies, and why not? Oh my goodness, this is the best television I've seen all night. I've got to give it up to the cameraman.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I think
Nah,
a nice view there. from it.
obviously, I jest. The cricket is number one, and like you're saying, but I'm sure as I'm being distracted all the time. You know, I mean,
Just,
it's good.
just don't get into any controversy with
Seems
your
like some Naps
next.
fans, they're not very happy.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree with you. We've got to. It's all about development, and it starts here. It starts here
Yeah.
at the school level. People might not know, and this is the opportunity to let them know that the schools cricket league is very well organized. There's school, there's women, there's girls cricket, boys cricket. She's probably a girls cricketer, yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
She's got the power gen. Is that a power gen logo? I
That's
see?
like a Hillview logo.
Oh, it's Hillview. Okay.
So,
So there's girls cricket, there's boys cricket, there's hardball, there's softball. It's a very very long program, and it seeks to get everyone in the country and the people tuned in. We want to know. We want to get all the schools involved. Come on, get yourself together. There's an opportunity here for kids to get themselves out there, and this is the biggest stage.
well, as Murdali continues after that second technical timeout and he driven straight back to him. Um, then hold on to it properly. He's probably in a little bit of pain right now. Yes, get the school involved, get the children involved, get the kids involved. But at the end of the day, sports is no longer just recreational. It's a big career now, as we can see with our players from Trinidad and the West Indies who are making use of it in the IPLs and all over the world in different tournaments and different leagues. And very soon, Trinidad and in the Caribbean here, we will be having the CPL.
Yeah, and you look at these players, but let's have a look. Rupchan's on strike now. That one just outside. It's gonna be wide, but you can see what he's trying to do. There's a lot here in the wicket. I think Hillview may have judged this right by choosing to bowl first. Now things may get a bit difficult as the night goes on, but they certainly put on a good bowling show here.
And that was driven straight back and trying to get out of the way. He get into the way and hitting him. And we see,
Good
is
to
that-
see the smiles.
yeah,
Yeah, it's always nice, with that intensity. It's good to see the rivalry there. Oh, this time, you can see now that Rupchan has changed his approach. They've gotten the orders in that timeout. That timeout was very strategic in the sense that Naps need to get a move on now.
yeah. They need to score at least another 60 runs in this last 7 overs, right? Or 6 overs rather, and we see that they need to get on with it. Uh, so somebody gonna take the attack now. You're gonna chance your hand, as we say, and once it comes off good, you may get some boundaries because when you look at the long on and long off, it's straight, it's wideish, right? So if you go straight, you might be able to bisect both of them, and that one is hit down into the long off region, and it's going back and the ricochet of the stump, a direct hit, and they got a second run. So you see, they are paying attention what's happening outside there, and that's good cricket. That's what you want to see from the youngsters. You want to see that kind of cricket. You want to see that kind of intensity. You want to see that kind of professionalism in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. It throws you off a bit, but to have the awareness to get that single again shows they're tuned in. And this is Mahabir Singh, but himself and Rupchan, they're losing their shape a bit. It has to be said. They're trying to get the score ticking, but they are being a bit rash, and they're losing the shape of what technically the coaches would say is a good shot. In T20, if it went for six, no one cares if
Yes.
you were technical, right? But you can see there's an impetus now. They're trying to accelerate, but the bowlers have been there. The bowlers have kept it in the areas.
Yes, certainly. And it's 15 overs down into the last 5, so they have to try to get. I was thinking that if they would have probably got onto 100 by the 15th over, then it would have been a nice setup for the last 5, but not losing too many wickets. Well, they still have 7 wickets. We don't know how well they would bat the last 5, but we see Navin Bidesi going to continue from the northern end with his, and you see he's come down the wicket and he lofted that one onto the long off region, and Fielder just coming off to the boundary there. So we see his intention from here on.
Yeah, that looked horrible, to be honest. The inning started so well. I mean, they lost wickets. They showed some technical cricket now. With the pressure on Naps now, they're losing their shape. I mean, that was a bit controlled, that shot. They scamper the single. They get through in the end. But they're losing their shape now. They're losing because the pressure is there. That's what cricket's about. So he's trying to get the run rate up, but he's going with an open face, and it barely closed the circle.
It's
And just to say, it's at 66 for 3 now, with 3 balls left in this over. They've got to get a move on, and it's
Yes.
got to be a calculator. They've got to keep their head on.
Yes, they got to do that, and they're going to do it properly. And you would know exactly about all those keeping the bat open face because you are one of the technical analysis for the West Indies Cricket Board and Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. So you have been doing your fair share as well. So from here we can analyze it, and that's a lovely shot. Is he going to be out? No, he's not. Good placement, rather, and
Yeah, fair enough. I do my analysis, but it's easy for me to say what's wrong. When I've got the replay, I can say, well, what did he do? And go that way.
Certainly.
But when you're out there in the middle, believe me, and there he goes again, swinging hard. Ah, These guys, they get back for two, and that's well done because the fielding has been good. It's been sharp, but they have to push now. And he didn't make the contact he wanted. He's coming down the track. The bat is looking to go to long off or mid off, and it went down to the leg side. But they will take any run they can get right now.
At this point in time, Naps are going to continue that way. They're going to. So we're seeing Rupchan is really trying to play that aggressive role, and that one is played beautifully and a lovely feeling there. And that looks like from that looks like Kalicharan, is it?
Yep.
No, it's not. Is it Kalicharan who feel that?
Yep.
No, that's Murad Ali
Yeah.
who feel that ball. And I would like to make my leave now, and as I welcome back Sachin to the commentary team to join you, Dinesh, and he will take you to the he will take you to 20 overs and do the wrap up of this innings.
Thank you very much. That was Mr. Shiraz Mohammed. Of course, he's involved with the Secondary Schools Cricket League, and we thank him very much for sharing his comments. I'm sure he'll be back for the second half of this game, and it's very good. Of course, he is the first vice president of the Secondary Schools Cricket League, and we thank Mr. Mohammed very much for his comments. Of course, he would have been sharing behind the scenes with myself and Sachin his insight into cricket. And look at this cricket, Sachin, as you come in. That's well, Sachin needs no introduction here on this network. He's pretty much, he runs things around here. So welcome back, boss.
Thank you very much, Dinesh. And I'm not too sure if the boss would like that. But one thing that is certainly a boss is Hillview College, and they're acting like a boss, much like Marshall Montano on a soca stage. But Naparima College looking to get things on here. They're looking a bit more intense in the last 4 overs of this encounter, of the first innings of this encounter. But, is it a bit too late for them to be this intense?
Nah, I don't think so, man. And I'm not biased to Naps. But yes, I am biased to Naps. But I'm not. But to stay neutral, Sachin, I honestly believe that these guys get 120, 130. It's going to be competitive. These bowlers from Hillview, obviously they've got the quality. This one is swung across the line. It's going to be, oh, it's dropped. Oh, a simple catch. It looks like Kalicharan. Well, no, he is, well, look at it. He feels ashamed at that one. It just skied up into the circle. We call that a dolly. And well, he's dropped Barbie on the ground.
Well, it's Kalicharan's lookalike, Sachin Sicharan.
Oh, my mistake.
And if you take a look at that,
Yeah.
it
Well,
was as eating a doubles on a Sunday morning. But on this occasion, the Chana probably fell out of the paper.
there we see that doubles is all over his shirt right now. Oh, and
Very impressive running from Naparima College. They're certainly showing intent. And I still want to hold my point that had they shown this intent from over number 14 or 13, they would have been well over 100 runs.
yeah. I agree, Sach. 100% I agree. I'm one of those guys that it's easy to say that in hindsight when you're out there in the middle. I mean, but I agree, Sach. But out there in the middle, it's it's so hard to translate the competitiveness that's happening right there. This one is swung to the leg side, and they get a single.
Yeah.
So it's hard to translate that competitiveness. I mean, if you will see here among the crowd and the vibe that's going, the flagmen going up and down, you would know how much it means. And yes, it's easy for us. We can say they can do these things technically right. And here he comes down the wicket. He swings again. Will he clear the man? In fact, it falls within the circle.
Well, it went all the way up, and we thought that it would have landed probably near to the 5 of the 375 in the stands. 617 overs completed, by the way. 76 for the loss of 3. Mahabir Singh, he is on 10. Kyle Rupchan is still there, then the opening batsman batting throughout the entire innings. He's on 33. He is moving at snail's pace. However, he's still there, and I think that as we see the replay on this one, he was nowhere close to it. His head was all over the place.
Yeah.
But the catch was even.
I just think that it's, sometimes those catches are so simple, you tend to lose your concentration. And he's ashamed. You can see that he felt badly about it. This is it again. But look at the shot, though, Sachin. Look at the shot. The ball is pitched up. You can push that ball straight down, you get one. If you're good enough, you time it, you get 4 down the wicket. There's no need to lose your shape in that way.
Agreed. Swinging across the line is Mahabir Singh. They're looking for 2, but they're going to be stopped by Alain on the long on boundary. They're looking to get probably in the region of 115 to 120, which I think would be dividends at this point. But, I mean, it's going to be a fighting chance here for Naparima College. They have a decent bowling lineup.
Yeah, I just think with I always thought this is it again. This one was outside off some full, swings it to the leg side. It's almost like a natural go-to. It's you just swing for the hills and it naturally goes to the leg side. And again, this is where it shows that these guys, yes, we have sung their praises. These are the best youths in the country. And there he is again. You're going to take the runs anyway he is. He's coming down the wicket. He's swinging across the line. But runs are runs in T20 cricket. And that's 4 more.
Well, the desert of boundaries has come to an end. And finally, a boundary is now in the midst as Naparima College moving upwards at 84 for the loss of 3 wickets. And tremendous stuff from Hillview, but that occasion, Mahabir Singh came down the track, was nowhere close to it, and had the big heave, and took a big outside edge and went to the boundary.
He would say he knew what he was doing. And there he is again. He swings again, and there it is. But I'm with you, Sach. I'm with you all the way on that one. It's got to go. I'm with the fans also. I want to see a competitive total, and at this stage now, you got to say 100. You said 115 now. I was being optimistic. Man, I'll take 100. Just get it to 100. Let's get to 100 and put your best foot forward and do it. It's good to see they're still middling the ball. I mean, it's only 3 wickets down. So you would imagine there's still some quality there. And they can still go over the line. I mean, they're losing their shape. But if it gets the results, it gets the results.
Yeah, well, Mahabir Singh, he loves the fast bowling. So I'm thinking that if he's there to capitalize on the last 2 overs against Alain, and I'm thinking Barry would be coming back, it's going to be quite interesting to see how he performs against them, because he's extremely strong against fast bowling, and he's known for hitting the ball hard straight back down the ground. By the end of over number 18, Naparima College struggling at 86 for the loss of 3 wickets.
Yeah, so Bedesi is now... Really, Bedesi seen me sometimes as a part-time guy. He's come in now. He's done the job. He's kept things tight because they've lost 3 wickets at 3 key times. I mentioned the 45-minute goal, if you were listening, guys. If you were listening, but it threw them off, and it always stops the momentum. But the momentum in the crowd. Well, look at the intensity there. That seems to be Nap's fan. We are in South Trinidad after all. There may be a majority of Naparima fans there. That's why they're so forlorn. But if you can see the Hillview crowd, they're having a time because they think the cat's in the bag. We've got this one.
Well, believe it or not, if Naparima College has just around 600 persons,
Smile.
Hillview has probably about 75, but they're more vocal than the Naparima College team, I can tell you that.
Well, I tell you what, Satch has been down there in the crowd, so he would know. He's been mingling and not only with his girlfriend, he's been with the crowd.
Well, I can tell you something. My girlfriend is looking on at home.
Oh, so that wasn't your girlfriend I saw you with? Well, my goodness. I thought we were doing cricket here. Satch, you got me on a different beat. No, but back to the Hillview fans.
Remember what you said, Dino? We're backing away from controversy.
It's too late. We've backed into it, Sachin.
And that's a gift, but
Full
unfortunate.
toss. Is that a no ball, though?
Interesting. I'm looking at the umpire. He says it's below the waist height. Umpire Sanoa, lovingly called umpire Watap.
Wow. Well,
I'm yet to know why do they call him Watap.
I'm going to assume it's flattering. I'm going to assume it's a good thing.
He's also one of the very few doubles men who sells doubles on a bicycle every Sunday morning.
Does he still do that?
Absolutely, he does.
Well, Oh, this one's full again. It's Kalicharan. Surprisingly, Kalicharan, he's trying to make this game competitive with the back-to-back full tosses. Well, my goodness, I haven't seen Kirsten Kalicharan bowl leg spin in a long time, and I still haven't seen it because the ball has not hit the pitch.
Well, I can tell you, friends, remember the 18th over, because if this over comes back to haunt the Hillview team, we would know that the 18th over in the Intercol final of the 2018 Intercol T20, Naparima College innings at over number 18, again coming down the track, and brilliant is Mahabir Singh finally getting to the pitch of that one. They're going to come back for two, but the chance is
somebody's gone. Oh my, it's a comedy out there. Sachin, my goodness. We thought it was rudimentary. It's not. And the full tosses have worked.
Well, the drums of war are sounding in the background. Tassa drumming. And Rupchan, an extremely well-played innings by this young man. He has held the innings together. Take nothing away from him. But moving back into the last bit of the replay, he came down the track, met it as a full toss. They're looking for two. They got the first one quite comfortably.
It looks like Tishon Allen got that throw in.
Yep.
One bounce in, maybe a bit of a stumble from the batsman, but the miscommunication was there. That's what pressure brings. Rupchan's got to go. Sachin mentioned he was there from the start, 30, but he soaked up a lot of balls. The strike rate was not up there, but he was doing the job. Kalicharan's full tosses pay off, and I'm not being mean. A ball has not hit the turf yet, folks, and he was driven. The fielding pays dividends in the end. And listen, Sachin, we were speaking at the start. I'm surprised I have not seen Tishon Allen in this situation. It's a bit of cockiness on the part of Hillview.
Well, I really hope that this over has not come back to haunt them. It has already gone for just about 7 runs. But Kalicharan is going to continue. He's picked up a wicket, as Dino said, with some full tosses, and yet another one down the leg side. Impressive from Kalicharan. He's quite consistent.
Well, I'm convinced now it's a tactic. I mean, I am convinced this is a purposely done thing. You can't bowl 4 full tosses in a row without thinking like this is a way to get wickets or something, and that's giving the bowler credit. And Mr. Kalicharan, I'm sorry, but that's what it is.
Well, Dino, if I used to play the lotto or the cash pot, I'd better bet my $100 bill that this one is going to be a full toss.
All right, he's going to pitch this one in the middle of the pitch, back of a length. It's coming. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Brilliant!
He's beating the field.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, this is...
What is happening here?
Listen, you've heard controversy. That's match fixing. You want controversy? You've got controversy tonight. It's all happening. Here, where's the anti-corruption unit? My goodness, please, I apologize. I'm just having a laugh, folks.
We're having a good time here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. That one was short outside the off stump, and the batsman, Mahabir Singh, had a big go at it, and a big misfield down on the end by Alain, the man who got the run out, who assisted in the run out previously.
Yeah.
And Mahabir Singh, with his very wide Chandapur-like stance, is coming down the track yet again. Again, swashbuckling shot from him. And they're going to look for 2, but I don't think there's going to be a run out here. I'm sure of it.
Actually,
oh, my goodness.
Well, that was just lazy cricket. You know what happened there, Sach? Everything has just fallen to pieces now. They've just gone up in the air. The intensity has overcome them. They got 2 there, didn't they?
Absolutely, they did. And this over has already gone, my friends who are listening on, for 15 runs.
It brings up the 100 as well. And listen, Hillview, they were on the accelerator, and we sung their praises. Now they think it's a foregone conclusion. They've actually let the steam off, and they're actually letting Naps back into this game.
Momentum heading into the innings, and Mahabir Singh plays a very cheeky shot. The dill scoop, and it's going to go down to the boundary for 4. Mahabir Singh, take a bow, young man. You're performing superbly for Naparima College tonight. Welcome aboard.
Avinash Mahabir Singh, remember the name. Remember the name. Because he's going to come back in here as an all-rounder. He's going to play a key role for Naparima in the bowling department. How important are these runs, Sachin?
Mahabir Singh has come to the party for Naparima College. This Kirsten Kalicharan over, which is the 19th over rather, has gone for some 19 runs. And it's 19 invaluable runs for Naparima College. Brilliant from Mahabir Singh. He's on 31 already from, I'm sure, just around 20 deliveries.
He came to the party. There's a party. I didn't get an invite. Where's the party?
Do you know
Sachin?
you're having some drinks? Don't be so seem so bewildered.
Oh, that's why I'm asking where the party is. And but the drinks you speak of course, our lovely sponsors of Blue Waters, having just cooling down in this nighttime heat. But yeah, but not Hillview. They've let it off a bit. I'm surprised, like we mentioned, not to see Alain. There's a full toss from Bidesi first up, and this is pressure. This is pressure that they are not under pressure. In fact, they have put themselves under pressure and have lost the plot in a sense. And I'm surprised not to see Alain or a pacer, even Forrester, maybe at the end. Maybe they think they're on top of the game. The spin did it for them. It's not happening, is it?
Well, I think that's probably the worst decision Hillview has made for the night, not bringing back Alain. Mahabir Singh comes down the track again, but not able to capitalize. And this is the last over.
Nimble feet. We saw them come down the track a few times. Fair enough. They've got to find a way. I mean, these guys are youngsters. They're not physically the strongest, so they've got to find power somehow. And in this case, he makes contact just for the one.
With a bystander, Shadel Sugrim, he's on a 2. He's in his last year at Naparima College, a very burly young man, just about 5'2". Let's see how long he can strike the ball, and they're going to get a single, quite impressive running from the pair, getting obviously the bigger hitter of the two, Mahabir Singh on strike. He has 3 balls. Can he hit 3 boundaries?
Not gonna happen. But they've got to get as much as they can, ain't it? He's a big swing. Could this be the first 6? It's over the ropes. One-handed attempt from Alain. This one's clear as a rope. Sanwa's arms are up in the air. Well, my goodness. That's enough to bring Naps back with a good feeling.
Well, the Naparima College supporters are having a clap.
They've
just
sat in
like
the blue, innit?
absolutely, yeah. They're having a clap just like Lords in London. But I thought they would have been on their feet with that shot. That's the first 6. Mahabir Singh, he moves up to some 38. Comes down the track yet again. They're going to push for 2, I'm sure of it. And they're going to come back for 2 and think they're going to get it comfortably in the end. Throwing to the wicket-keeper's end quite comfortably in the end. Yes, brilliant stuff from the Naparima College team. And 116 for 4 is the final total. And as we predicted, 140 to 150, it's now down to 116.
Yeah, I mean, what an inning we've seen, Sachin. What an inning. Entertaining cricket. It's been a live wire of entertainment. The crowd have been behind it. The teams have given their all. But I just think that Hillview let the gas off. They let it slip. You want a professional performance. You want to finish strong. You got them on the back foot. Finish strong. They let Naps back into the game. We spoke 150. Maybe it's 116, 117 to win. I tell you what, it's a final. It's T20. It's fightable.
I think so as well. 116, the final score for Naparima College after being inserted into bat. And as we take a quick look at the replay once again, this was the first wicket of Cooper. Brilliant stuff from Barry. And Naparima College were immediately on the back foot.
Yeah, big wicket, huge wicket. Look what it means. Look what it means. That is what it's about. Cephas Cooper, they knew. Second wicket to go. The left-hander flicking into the leg side. Actually, that was a boundary from Rupchan. And Naps kept going. Despite the wickets falling, they only left, right? They only lost 3 wickets in actually 4 wickets they lost, but the runs came few and far between. Good timing on that shot. Good timing from the left-hander. Cleared that one over the boundary.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Gangu on that occasion, playing that one uppishly. And this was probably the most impressive shot on the ground for the night. That was Rupchan caressing that one out down to the boundary for 4. And at that point, again, boundaries were coming in the power play overs after losing the big wicket of Cooper in the first over. Gangu and Rupchan, they consolidated well. And that's the second wicket. Gangu gone for a brilliant delivery from Alain.
Yeah, Sachin. Good bowling. I mean, we said that Naps came back into the game, but still take nothing away from Hillview. Look at that wicket coming back in, beats the left-hander. Yorker hits the leg stump. Hillview bowled well. It has to be said. Hillview did the business. They came out there with a disciplined attack, a few extras, the one drop catch. It happens. They were live on the field. They fought for this 116. They got their 4 wickets down for 116. Naps have still got the field. They did not capitalize. Even though they got a leeway in the end, Hillview fought well. Naps with the few boundaries as we saw.
Well, coming down to the end, Avinash Mahabir Singh, he entered to bat in over number 15, and he totally capitalized on the poor deliveries, especially in that over number 19 that went for 19 runs that Kirsten Kalicharan delivered. On that occasion, went for 4. This one, they got 2 comfortably, and it was brilliant stuff. Oh, this was a run out, actually. Rupchan being run out for 33. And again, Mahabir Singh, he is the standout batsman for Naparima College. He has 40 not out. That occasion, a very cheeky shot, as we say, made popular by Telekaratne Dilshan, the Dil scoop. But I must say that it was first played by William Perkins against Brett Lee in the West Indies.
So it's a whale scoop.
But at the end of it, Naparima College amassing a total of 116 for 4 after over number 20, and after 20 overs, they are 116. So Hillview College, when we return from the break, they're going to need 117 for victory to be crowned the 2018 Intercall T20 tournament champions. Brilliant is this game of cricket. It has been quite exciting, Dino. Last thoughts before we move on to our break.
Yeah, good stuff. We've seen a good display here. Hillview have shown their prowess. They've shown how strong they are. They've got to show it with the bat now. They've dominated the game. A few mishaps as we saw in the highlights. It's brilliant to be here. We're brilliant to have you joining us, and we'll be back shortly with the second half.
Steal my heart like a criminal. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh God, oh God, oh God.
You roll up on me like you don't have a girl. Join too deep for wine, like a criminal.
No girl, I come here alone. I ain't breaking no code. No one a girl in my zone. Yeah. Girl, where you feel like I could make you feel nice, and we could jam long whole night.
Oh, like your headlights.
Yeah.
How you moving so high? Take it down and go with the flow.
Hey, girl, done the chat. Bend your back and wine. Yeah, come for that. Give me that one time. Yeah, give me that. Girl, give me. Hey, girl, you look so fine. Belly flat and nice. Come for that. Give me that one time. Give me that. Girl, give me. Girl, I go too far, wine like a criminal. No resistance, charge go be minimal. Lock you down and grind like a criminal. Stick it up and wine like a criminal. Man, go face tough time for your physical. Lock you down and grind like a criminal.
If you wanna lay, you cannot tell nobody. This is between you and me. Keep the vibes that you're bringing on me.
Bring it away.
Hold me bumper, walk it on me. Keep the timing, choke it on me. Hook me tight and walk it. Hold on to me like you don't have a girl.
No girl.
If that is a crime,
No crime.
I go face the time.
Face the time. Roll, girl, stay by my side. Yeah, come let we ride. Like Bonnie and Clyde.
We feel like
Girl.
I can make you feel nice.
So nice.
We could jam all night. Oh, like your headlights.
Hey.
How you moving so high?
Yeah.
Take it down and go with the flow.
Hey, girl, done the track. Bend your back and wine. Come for that. Give me that one time. Give me that. Girl, give me that. Girl, you look so fine. Belly flat and nice. Come for that. Give me that one time. Give me that. Girl, give me. Girl, I go too far, wine like a criminal. No resistance, charge go be minimal. Lock you down and wine like a criminal. Stick it up and wine like a criminal. Man, no face tough time for your physical. Lock you down and wine like a criminal. Yeah, like a criminal. Yeah, Patrice and lyrical. Oh yeah, say I love you, girl. Oh yeah. be involved in this project with Patrice Roberts. We're getting the concept completed in time for Carnival. We wish her all the best, and we're looking forward to the finished product.
Welcome to TTEN, Trinidad and Tobago Entertainment Network. Every creed, equal place, one place for Caribbean people. Mass, music, art, pan, politics, food, dance, fashion, talent, technology, and much more. 10. Trinidad and Tobago Entertainment Network. Our world, our people, our passions. Your portal to Caribbean life. Find yourself.
There's real news.
The actual roti on the plate was $250,000.
Then there's fake news.
The laws allow a baby to be born in the 9th month. It is wrong. It has to change.
How many people have to die?
And then there is the blah.
Good evening, good night. Whenever you see this, hello. Yeah. They don't know nothing. Because we is the greatest set of storytellers ever.
Whoa, hold on. So you trying to tell me all this is about getting land?
This is not about land, my brother. Do not misrepresent me, eh?
Monday nights at 9, only on 10 TV. That's right. The most biased, subjective, and one-sided version of the news ever. The blah. If ever there was a time to watch news, there's no.
Hamilton Home and Healthcare Services provide your elderly relative with a new standard of care and a better quality of life. Our services are bathing assistance, dressing assistance, walking assistant, meal and diet preparation, light housekeeping, errands and shopping, medication reminder, joyful companionship. Care is available in the morning, midday, and evenings. Temporary and long-term care is also available. Contact us today at 345-5884. Hamilton Home and Healthcare Services. We provide quality care for your elderly relatives.
just want to let down my head. Don't want to forget but remember, no weapon formed shall prosper. I have wings on my heart, the light through the dark. They can't stop me, they can't stop me. If a fire need to start, trust me, I go be the spark. So just watch me, just watch me. I used to be where I was, right now I am where I am. I'll always believe and trust, it's part of the master's plan. I used to be where I was, right now I am where I am. I'll always believe and trust, it's part of the master's plan. Hey, yeah. La 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 la. Hey, yeah. La 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 la. Hey, yeah. La 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 la. Eyes are elemental force like rain or like the thunder. When we open up, we mouth they watch we and they wonder how them youth from Trinidad so good at how they sound. So tell them Almighty touch me voice and people love free tongue. I have wings on my heart, the light through the dark. They can't stop me, they can't stop me. If a fire need to start, trust me, I go be the spark. So just watch me, just watch me. I used to be where I was, right now I am where I am. I'll always believe and trust, it's part of the master's plan. I used to be where I was, right now I am where I am. I'll always believe and trust, it's part of the master's plan. Hey, yeah. La 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 la. Hey, yeah. La 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 la. Hey, yeah. La 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 la. There is no war, not between me and you now. There is no war, let there be love. I have wings on my heart, light through the dark. They can't stop me, they can't stop me. If a fire need to start, trust me, I go be the spark. So just watch me, just watch me. I used to be where I was, right now I am where I am. I'll always believe and trust, it's part of the master's plan. I used to be where I was, right now I am where I am. I'll always believe and trust, it's part of the master's plan. Hey, yeah. La 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 la. Hey, yeah. La 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 la. Hey, yeah. La 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 la.
Welcome to TTEN, Trinidad and Tobago Entertainment Network. Every creed, equal place, one place for Caribbean people. Mass, music, art, pan, politics, food, dance, fashion, talent, technology, and much more. 10. Trinidad and Tobago Entertainment Network. Our world, our people, our passions. Your portal to Caribbean life. Find yourself.
There's real news.
The actual roti on the plate was $250,000.
Then there's fake news.
The laws allow a baby to be born in the 9th month. It is wrong. It has to change.
How many people have to die?
And then there is the blah.
Good evening, good night. Whenever you see this, hello, hello, hello. Yeah. They don't know. They don't know nothing. Because we is the greatest set of storytellers ever.
Whoa, hold on. So you trying to tell me all this is about getting land?
This is not about land, my brother. Do not misrepresent me, eh?
Monday nights at 9, only on 10 TV. That's right, the most biased, subjective, and one-sided version of the news ever. The blah. If ever there was a time to watch news, is now.
Hamilton Home and Healthcare Services provide your elderly relative with a new standard of care and a better quality of life. Our services are bathing assistance, dressing assistance, walking assistant, meal and diet preparation, light housekeeping, errands and shopping, medication reminder, joyful companionship. Care is available in the morning, midday, and evenings. Temporary and long-term care is also available. Contact us today at 345-5884. Hamilton Home and Healthcare Services. We provide quality care for your elderly relative.
Nobody can ever make me abandon you or leave you alone when I in my zone. My family tell me not to put trust in you, so
I'll tell you something about Simmons, and I'm sure Dinesh can assist me with that. He's a fine photographer as well.
Yeah. I've hired him to take some selfies. I mean, he's pretty good. If he can make me look good, he's got to be damn good.
He's got to be a professional, I can tell you that.
Yeah, but he is very much all-around student in terms of academics. And here he is, a left-hander on strike. Actually, that's Badesi dropped. Oh, what a chance. What a chance. Look what it means to the fielders. Badesi getting a thick edge there. The keeper went to his left and put it down. Well, what a chance that is. And there's a... we get to see it again here. What a lovely view.
Well, here's Mangira. Nice line, and Badesi on that occasion, the wicketkeeper not getting himself behind that one. I think he was probably a bit too close. This is a better angle to look at it. Was pitched up, allowed the ball to swing. A thickish outside edge, and the wicketkeeper not making a proper contact with the ball to catch it at a nice catchable height.
Yeah, look at it again. He just needs some Evo stick in those gloves, but it's not there. He just parries it. It falls out. It does not stick. We don't want to bring any sandpaper jokes into this, but I mean, those you gotta hold on to those. It's as simple as you get. There's no slip, obviously. He covered the ground. He got there. He's got to hold on. I mean, full ball outside the off stump. Badesi had a swipe. Two left-handers at the top. Bit of movement there. Not the fastest from Manguera, but he's doing something here. So game on, isn't it?
Boy, oh boy, would have been a dream start for the Naparima College team, picking up a wicket in the first over. The new bowler picking up the attack from the southern end is Enrique Singh. It's a right-arm finger spinner. Starts with a full toss and manages to get away with it or not. It goes to the boundary. And Naparima College are already starting to leak runs. And it's not going to go into their way if they were to be so sloppy in the field. Already one drop catch. The first one was a missed field. The first delivery was a missed field. But Hillview, they've already signaled their intentions to dispatch every single poor delivery to the ropes with authority.
Yeah, you can't bowl that to these caliber of batsmen. You cannot give full tosses. We saw what happened with Kalicharan in the end. We've got two left-handers now. That's a good comeback from Singh. That's a really good delivery. We saw the lift. It's still there. The lift is there. Bounce and turn, movement and something off the seam. So it's good to see that adjustment. It's good to see immediately. I mean, he got punished, but he's learned from it.
It's a wide delivery. They need to be consistent with their bowling. Narain signaling. Not Sunil Narain, but Avinash Narain signaling a wide delivery. Young prospect. Singh bowling over the wicket, and they're going to get two comfortably in the end. I'd love to see a bit more attacking from Cooper. He needs to take wickets. That's the only way they're going to peg themselves back into this one. They need to take wickets.
You're so right, and the outfield is fast. Yes, they have thrown themselves around, but the ball have gone through them. It's difficult. I mean, the intensity is there. They're trying to do the right thing, but it's difficult in this situation. But you've got Badesi, you've got Simmons who's on strike now. on the back foot Simmons. He just punches. Now, it has to be said, Badesi and Simmons are a bit more on the watchful side. These guys are not power hitters per se in that regard. Not saying that they can't put away a bad delivery, but their temperament is more watchful. So I think that in Hillview's perspective, they would want these guys to bat as long as possible without really taking risks.
Singh, a beautiful delivery. That one came back into the left-hander. And Enrique Singh, interesting bowler. He's a finger spinner. That one came in. The first one went away. So a bit of a Narayan in there as well.
Yeah, we've got to listen. I understand what you're saying. Let's look at him again. Yeah, just flicking out from the front of his arm, from the front of his fingers, actually. And that's what it's come to in cricket now in Trinidad. And you've got to give credit. You mentioned Narayan, but you've got to give credit to a guy like Narayan because of the innovation that he has come up with. And through these guys play wind ball cricket, what the Indians call gully cricket, street cricket, is where you develop these skills. And the thing is, with club and schools, is you want to hone that talent within that environment. So these guys have their skill. I'm pretty sure 19 years old, you got that passion, you're playing all the time. And it's good to see that variation. And the action seems a proper action. So to see that variation is really good in this regard. Of course, now it's going to be Manguera coming back for his second over.
Well, I want to say good evening to the Hetimaya brothers, Sion and Shimron. They're looking at us on the live stream.
Yeah.
Good evening to my friends in Guyana. I know they're big fans of Trinidad cricket as well.
You mentioned Shimron. Oh, what? That one died out on him. He just left it alone. You're mentioning the fans in Guyana. Guyana, I love you. It's me, Dinesh. I just want to shout out. Sachin can name drop. I just want to mention Mr. Bhaskar Yatram, who scored a 300 the other day. Bhaskar, I see you, buddy. You're looking on. And it's so good, Sachin, to have the whole Caribbean tuned in. It's on YouTube. It's streamed throughout the Caribbean. West Indies Cricket Board has got a stream going. And this is where the cricket is at. And it's good to see the school final. We challenge you, Guyana, and all other countries to get your school final on TV. We would love to see it.
Oh, we would love to be part of it, to be part of the broadcast partners as well. TTEN TV, Trinidad and Tobago Entertainment Network. And we have a nice crew of cameramen, production crew, commentators as well. The fans are getting behind Manguera here. Let's see what it's going to do. And there's a big attempt, and it could be a catch, but it's going to fall into an area in Tobago known as no man's land.
Well, you've read it right, Sachin. You were spot on in that one. The crowd behind it, you can hear the cheers. It's going to take that kind of effort. They need everything behind them now, Naparima. And it did induce not the most comfortable shot. It just fell within the circle. Half chance, if they could have gotten to it. But 116, we thought maybe it's not enough. Naps have got to make it enough.
Absolutely. Runs on the board is scoreboard pressure, as it's known as. Here's Manguera as he approaches the crease. Brilliant stuff from him. A very nice delivery. He stops at the crease, however.
Yeah.
He has a nice jog approach to the crease, but upon the jump that goes into the bowling action, he stops.
Mr. Kelvin Williams and Mr. Tony Gray, if you're listening, Sachin has some advice for you guys. You got to work with these kids. You got to get these guys in a proper action. You're right, Sachin. You're right. You're very perceptive in that regard. Let's have a look at that. Here he comes in. Just slows down a bit just before he delivers. I'm not here to coach him because if he gets a couple wickets, but this one goes for 4. Keegan Simmons, no big shot by any means. It was pure timing. You get that width, and this is the quality of these batsmen.
Quality of the batsman, quality of the shot, and quality of the pitch as well. Beautiful stroke by Simmons. His feet were nowhere close to it, but he kept his eyes close to it. And to the young ones looking on in the area of 12, 13 years old, who would like to make it to the professional realm of cricket, that's going to be the most important factor. Keeping your eyes on the ball at all times.
Oh, he middled that one, Simmons, straight to the fielder. You're so right, Sachin. And the thing about school cricket, Sachin, is that Hillview, yes, star-studded team. Naps, to some degree, similar. But there are also these guys who do not play at the top level, who are working with these guys, they are part of the team. And it develops them, and even the bench guys, it develops them a lot from rubbing shoulders with these guys in a similar way. that a Keegan Simmons or a Bidesi would have rubbed shoulders with the national players of Trinidad team, and they learn by extension. And even if they don't learn, they still are inspired to go towards their goal. And this is what it's all about. So 3 overs gone, 17 without loss. We've got a final on our hands.
Yep, brilliant. I think this game of cricket, especially in the secondary schools level, to see something of this sort, it's almost out of this world, really. But the crowd is getting involved. For the first time, we see that the crowd is cheering for the bowler, and that's what you want to hear. The crowd is, it's looking a bit spaced out, mainly because the venue is so huge.
Well, the fans have split themselves, haven't they? And there we see the girls. Those girls have got to be Naparima supporters. You know, there's got to be. If you can show some guys, those will be the Hillview supporters. Of course, I'm just having a look. As you can see, the supporters are split. And because Hillview are on one side of the stadium and Naps are on the other side, that's the point I was trying to make.
Just as simple as that. As simple as that.
And that's the way it goes. Here we see Mahabir Singh now, very much their main bowler in terms of the guy who was with the experience. Why not get a selfie in, even though he's not interested? It's all good. He's so captivated by the cricket session, he's not interested in a selfie.
It'd be interesting to see a kiss cam as we see in the
Just
the
don't put it in the
NBAs.
commentators' booth. That's all. We've got to get that happening, haven't we? We've got to get that happening. We've got to make that happen. I'll look to the boss for Sachin for that one.
Well,
not for the good for the kids, for the cam.
Mahabir Singh has been
Pushed
introduced
there,
into the attack. Exceptional shot. That's a classic cover drive from the left-hander Simmons, and he's looking so comfortable batting against this bowling lineup, and it's bewildering to me why Mahabir Singh has been introduced into the attack so early.
Yeah, well, I imagine they look at him as their best bowler. Things have not started the way they wanted to, but you got to stick to your paces, man. You've got to give them a chance. It was not that bad. Again, these guys are not aggressive per se. They're just putting away loose deliveries. That's their temperament. And you know what? For this occasion, for 116 on the board, that's what's needed. And you can see these guys getting there. You can see these guys putting on building a total with their heads on.
We see Cooper putting himself in a probably a slip position. It's nice to see a bit of attacking, but just to give you a little hint on the field, there is a backward, the first slip obviously. He's now put in a long off, and they're going to push for 2 and going to come back, and there's a chance for a run out, but home quite comfortably in the end. Simmons and Badeshi running quite easily. So yes, getting back to the point of the field, there is a long on, a long off, rather a long off. There's a sweep on the boundary. There is a third man, a first slip, a backward point, a cover, short cover, and there is a mid-on, a very interesting field.
Yeah, they obviously we're in the power play. They've got to have 2 guys out, 2 left-handers on strike. So we see he's got long off. He's got that extra cover, looking to bowl on the offside. These guys are not power hitters in any way, as we mentioned. These guys look to capitalize on bad balls and rotate the strike. The thing is, they've gotten bad balls, and the field is very much for good bowling. It beats him, but there's still protection there within that circle. So yes, they're giving their bowlers credit. You don't set fields for bad bowling, you set fields for good bowling, and that's what they've done. But they just have not executed per se.
Well, 24 for the loss of no wicket. Should have been 24 for 1 if that catch did not go down. 3.4 overs already completed, and we see Cooper is a very busy man. He looks, his brain is operating like a computer in SBA season. Always making field changes, and Mahabir Singh as well, ensuring that the field is well set. Showing a bit of intent is Mahabir Singh.
Decent areas, not bad from him. They've got the offside. They've got the offside field, so sticking to their guns here, not trying to make mistakes, and that's how it is in T20. You just want to limit the amount of mistakes you make, especially with a small total, and you've got to defend a small total, so you've got to keep in mind that you just got to put the pressure back onto the batting side, so you've got to be spot on. You've got to deliver. There's no room for loose deliveries, which is probably why Mahabir Singh is still in here. And he does induce a sweep from Simmons here, and that's good signs for the Naps bowlers. In fact, it brings an end to the fourth over. It's 25 without loss, but you've still got to say that Hillview are very much in the driving seat here.
Yep, and we want to say a big thanks as well to PowerGen for making this broadcast possible, making this entire league possible. PowerGen, the proud sponsor of the Secondary Schools Cricket League for over 20 years, and it has been a 20 fantastic years. They've created great cricketers, I must say, with the likes of the Bravo brothers, Pollard, Narain has also passed through this entire setup of Secondary Schools cricket. Adrian Bharat, Kavish Kanta Singh, the Otley brothers, and the list can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Tremendous amount of effort has been placed and emphasis has been placed at this level of cricket for secondary schools, and now we see the girls getting a big chunk of the cake as well as of recent times.
Oh, who doesn't love cake, Sachin?
Could definitely do with a piece of Black Forest. And it's a poor delivery and put away by Badeshi on that occasion. And they, as you said, they are always capitalizing on poor deliveries. And Naparima College has been bowling a lot of poor deliveries recently.
Yeah, they're in the wrong areas. Look at this one, just angling down the leg side. Easy for him to whip away the left-hander. It's bread and butter for them. He's not the strongest guy in the world, but they see even Simmons, but he's bowling into his arc. You cannot give these guys free runs like that, and it's down to the discipline of the bowlers, and we saw the quality with Hillview, and this is where maybe in the department Naps have been lacking a bit, maybe in comparison to Hillview. Not to take anything away from the Naps bowlers, but it's Mangru, the left-hander. He's got to come better than that. Let's see how he replies. Fuller, driven, up in the air. Oh my goodness, it's gone all the way, Sachin.
That's a superb shot from Badeshi, and he came onto the front foot and gave the umpire some exercise. And what a shot was that from Badeshi. Top stuff, and as you can see that in the replay, Mangira over pitching on that occasion. Badeshi came onto the front foot and had a bit of a pose for the camera to take a photo up, and over the ropes, well over the ropes, just about 5 or 6 feet over, and 6 beautiful runs for Navin Badeshi.
It was all timing, Sachin. It was all timing. He put it in the wrong area, and he just went through with the shot. Again, you can look at Badeshi, not the biggest frame in the world, not to take anything away from him. These guys are technical players. They've got 2 proper batsmen here. West Indies under 19 batsmen here opening the batting for Hillview. You cannot miss your length with these guys. You went down the leg side. He just nudged it away for 4. He pitched up. He got driven back. What's he going to come with now, Mangru? Good length, slower ball, beating the bat. So he has got it in him. The contest is still there. And Sach, I just want to throw it back a little bit, because you mentioned how many cricketers in West Indies or Trinidad played in school cricket. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. We've got to give kudos to the PowerGen program. The PowerGen have got their coaching school as well. And I think every single person has been through that. I just saw Darren Bravo in the crowd. Mr. Almost Handsome himself. I saw him there. I tried to talk to him, but I didn't have my Twitter wasn't loading at the time, so I couldn't. But it's good to see that kind of support out here for this final.
Very nice to see the big guns coming out, and I know you're a big man in Twitter. You use the hashtags quite often.
Don't follow me.
Twitter.
Here he is again. Mangera. So he's tightened up Mangera, but runs made. The damage has been done, hasn't it? It's already 35, 116 to make. They've got to find somewhere. I just think that maybe the Justin Gangu factor could be one of their trump cards still to come, but it's looking very much in Hillview's favor right now.
Here's Manguera, possibly his last ball in this year for the Secondary Schools Cricket League. Yeah, I'm being quite honest with you.
Yeah.
After that over for 10 runs, a beautiful shot. 5 overs has been completed, 35 without loss. Hillview well ahead of the run rate, and in comparison, at the end of over number 5, Naparima College were not much behind. Very interesting. At 31 for the loss of 1 wicket.
Yeah, not bad as such. You've been doing your homework. It's good to see such has been on top of this game. I mean, he's seen games before, and that's what we like. He's been following the league. And why not? It's a good league, and we're very much in the full swing of cricket season. I would love to know that national coaches and national selectors are looking at this league, because this is very much the future of cricket. These guys are making a name for themselves. These guys are playing national under 17, national under 19, West Indies under 19. It's the Trinidad League. It's the best of the best. And that's why we're here. And these guys have a statement to make. And as Sachin has just exited, I welcome back Mr. Shiraz Mohammed from the SSCL. Of course, he's the first vice president. Mr. Mohammed, it's good to have you back.
Thank you to be back, Dinesh. And we are looking on and we are seeing that Hillview is moving on nicely, 35 without loss after having that drop catch in the first over.
Yeah. What a game we've got. I mean, it all looks in Hillview's favor, but this is T20 cricket after all. Anything can happen. As we see, it's actually Mahabir Singh to continue.
Yes, and Naparima need to either take wickets or dry up the runs, as it is said. And they'll be looking very much into Mahabir Singh to get that either early that breakthrough or dry up the runs. But not with deliveries like that has been swept away to the boundary for 4.
Not the worst delivery in the world, has to be said. It was not bad, but it shows the quality of Keegan Simmons. He knew the length and he swept from outside of off stump. Very much shows a batsman in control of what he's doing here. Let's have a look at it again. The left-handed Simmons, it's outside off stump. He made up his mind very early. The control was there, the head movement was there, was still, and he capitalized on it. Yes, there's 5 men out now, the power play. Actually, we're still in the power play. That's why he can do that.
Exactly. And, Brian Charles Lara always said if you can read a spinner, you sweep him. That's what he did to Murali Theran in Sri Lanka and scored a number of runs. And we still lost the series.
Well, moments of greatness need good teamwork to back it up. And as these guys just knock it in for a single. And it's funny you mentioned Brian Lara. His birthday was not too far gone. As well as I've seen Brian Lara impart his knowledge onto these guys, Keegan Simmons, Cephas Cooper. He was very much part of a program from the TTCB in previous years to impart his knowledge on these guys. And I know for a fact that the NAPS captain, Cooper, actually spent a lot of time with Mr. Lara. It's good to see. This one going into the leg side.
And he did very well to pull that back in to save at least 2 runs. And they are looking for a third. No, it's not on.
Yeah, the outfield is fast. Ball is coming onto the bat on this pitch. It was a lot greener than we see it now on the screen. You can see a lot of the green has started to fade away with the 20 overs being bowled already, or 25. But the ball is still coming on. There's something there for the batsmen. There's something there for the bowlers as well. It's good to see.
Yes, and that's what you want to play on. You want to play on surfaces like this. I remember in an interview, Riyad Emirates making the point that West Indies cricket is the lowest of the low, and that one is punch off the back foot into the offside there, and the sweeper making good clean up there, and another single to Mr. Simmons as brings BDC on strike now.
Yeah, of course, Trinidad first-class cricket, the 4-day competition is played here at Brian Lara. Guyana played last year in the competition, made 400 runs plus on this wicket. Has to be said, it was known as a bit of a flat tracker batting wicket. However, we have seen the opposite tonight. Yes, they are youngsters, and maybe they don't have the express pace of a Shannon Gabriel. But to see them get the lift and the carry when they put it in, it's good to see also a bit of movement. So, power play is done. 44 done. Hillview are on their way.
Certainly, they are moving on nicely, no losing no wickets yet, and into the power play. 44 runs into the power play is very good off 6 overs, and they are just scoring just over 7 runs and over. And we see, looks like they'll think, has Cooper now thinking what to do? Who should he bring at this point in time?
Well, he might even be thinking about bowling himself because he's not bad at all. In fact, I just think it might be the number 11. It looks like yeah, Justin Gangu, which is the last remaining trump card here. There he is, there Gangu, marking his run up now between Gangu and Mahabir Singh. Yeah, that's Gangu on the screen. On the screen, Gangu and Mahabir Singh very much the main bowlers for Naparima. They've played for the country at under 19, under 17 level. They've got the experience, and there we see Cooper just having a chat with him. Meanwhile, Bidesi and Simmons, veterans at this level, they've been going along nicely.
So it's only under 19 players bowling and fielding at this point in time. They're playing against each other. But Simmons has the edge. He would have played for West Indies under 19 that went to the last World Cup.
Yeah, he was up there in the scoring. I think he was number 4 or 5 in the runs list. And actually, the guys above him are now playing IPL. And Simmons is here. He's not in IPL, but he's here in a competition that in Trinidad holds a value, very much the Intercol final. And I'm telling you, you can't see it here, but the crowd are very animated. There's a lot of love here.
Yes, it is.
Good start from Gangu. This is what you expect from him, to come in and put the squeeze in, try to get the run rate back into Nap's favor, maybe even clinch a wicket. But I imagine that economy and line and link would be the name of the game at this point.
Yes, certainly. And they really have to depend on him.
So he's keeping Simmons quiet. So far, so good. And trying to get back into the game. But having guys like this and having the quality of a Leonardo Chulian and a Kirsten Kalicharan to come, you just think that everything's in Hillview's favor. The thing is where you have to get wickets at key times to keep you in the game. Well bowled again from Django. Simmons looking for it, and these are the little edges, the little mistakes that take the game into the other direction.
Yeah, well, he actually came down the track a little bit and placed it away from the field man. And we hearing the crowd is making some noise there.
Yeah, the flagman is out there. He's giving it all, the Hillview flagman, causing a ruckus in the crowd here. Meanwhile, Naps are fighting back here in the middle. But everything looks, and there we get another loud shout from the Hillview fans. Of course, we've got some, should I say celebrities like Darren Bravo. We've got the senior coaches. We've got a lot of the cricket fraternity here having a look tonight.
Exactly. A lot of them would have played cricket with these youngsters, you know. They would have played at some level with them. So they are coming to support the youngsters. And that is good to see the guys who would have benefited from secondary schools cricket like Bravo and them coming back to look at and see what is happening in the arena of cricket and seeing secondary school cricket growing from strength to strength over the years.
Yeah, it goes a long way, and it says a lot about the secondary schools cricket league. There we see the fans in Hillview.
And you see, look, that's Mr. Forbes Prasad, former General Secretary and President of Secondary Schools Cricket League and General Secretary and CEO of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. It's nice to see Mr. Prasad in the crowd.
Everyone's looking on intently. I saw Forbes there. He's not missing any action. Another misfield from Naps. Well, my goodness, that's not the way you defend the total, especially with your main bowler on strike. Look at the lovely scenes here at the academy. There's food, there's drinks, there's entertainment. We're live streaming throughout the world. And this is the environment that we look at. We saw a dab from that Hillview kid. I saw you, I saw you. Everyone saw you.
Here's the flag, man. With the Hillview flag.
In fact, he was up here in the commentary booth just a while ago.
Nah, not him. It's another youngster.
Oh, my God. It's all the same to me. I apologize. But they've taken a strategic timeout, and I imagine the same would be for the fans. Have taken a bit of a timeout here.
They certainly would.
Yeah, Naps.
I think Naps would really have to do some rethinking on how they go about defending this total now, because it's 48 runs after 7 overs. But Keegan Simmons 28 not out and Narayan Bidesi 19.
Yep. So, for anyone just joining us, we are on a break here, having a look at some of the highlights. The drop catch, that was a key catch early on. Carried to the keeper, he could not hold on to it. Looking at some of the highlights here, that's happened so far. Full toss early on, beat the fielder, got 4 runs for it. In fact, that was the first delivery from that bowler. Here's a left hand opening batsman, backed away, punched it through cover. Simmons, lovely shot from him. And here we see the right-handed Mahabir Singh again just piercing the gap and the need. It was really good placement. This one, a bad ball on the leg, flicked away. Well, these Hillview guys look like it's easy pickings for them.
Certainly looks so.
Best of the lot. Straight back 6.
That was a beautiful shot. And then the sweep shot for 4 to the square leg region. So remember, you are watching the Power Gen Secondary Schools Cricket League on the Entertainment Network.
Yeah, this is being carried on live streaming on YouTube. It's live streaming on channel 14 on Flow in Trinidad and throughout the Caribbean. West Indies Cricket Board has got it streaming on the West Indies Cricket Board site. It's going a long way. And of course, it is the final of the T20, what we call the Intercall here in Trinidad. And it is Hillview College versus Naparima College. Hillview won the toss, chose to bowl on a green surface, and they dismissed Naparima for 100 and allotted overs. They are now 48 without loss, very much cruising.
Well, it's a game of glorious uncertainties, and Naps will want to make that change now and see what they can do in this remaining 14 overs to deprive Hillview from lifting the title again for 2018. And when you look back at what happened in 2017, Hillview again restricted Naparima for a low score.
Well, those things come into play. It would have played on their minds in this inning. They would have kept that in mind. Teams, yes, there's a lot of changes in teams in schools year in, year out. But with a 1-year gap, you would imagine there would be fewer changes and a more of a core team still. But Hillview continues to produce these cricketers, and it's a good advertisement for these schools, as they would be very proud of what's happening. And it just serves to inspire the youths to get involved in cricket. It's such a lovely thing to be broadcast throughout the Caribbean and put your talent on display.
Sure, certainly, Dinesh. And also, when you look at it, not only the players are being displayed here, the umpires. Avinash Narain, he was a student who passed through the Secondary Schools Cricket League program, and he decided, well, I'm not really that good enough to make it on the field of play, but I love umpiring. And when he was a student at Baratara South Secondary, in those days it was Baratara Secondary Comprehensive, and he used to go around with us in the team, and he used to assist us. And I mean, it's nice to see that he is in the final today. It's a nice thing to see a former student doing a final for Secondary Schools Cricket League.
Yes, you make a very interesting point about the persons involved in cricket in different means, even yourself, and that's what makes it go around. Those who have enjoyed the joys of the game in whatever form are now giving back to the game, and that's also part of what this school cricket is about, because some of these guys may not go on to international or national careers, but they still maintain that love for cricket, and within their own communities and in their own way, they still promote the game. This one is on middle stump. He's sweeping. A bit risky in this regard.
But he'll get 4 runs for it. So that's the 54 Hillview College. It's 53 without loss. And coming across and just paddling it down to the fine leg region. And I feel that they had no chance getting in as it went into the boundary. And the dew is really not playing a major factor tonight.
Yeah, now that you mention it, but your ball second here is going to have a bit of moisture out there on the outfield. On the ball, it's going to be a bit wet. It's a factor that they take into consideration this time. Simmons playing that one into his ankle. Well, not the most powerful guys, Simmons and Badesi, but they're technically sound. They know how to put away bad balls. Where you can win that battle is keeping it in a good line and length. This one over pitched, a full toss, and casually punched into the leg side.
Yeah, and they pick up 2 runs there. And BDC really not BDC, but is it the bowler there? Django. No, it's a new bowler, Bandu. Bandu, it's the new bowler. And he's really not finding his line at this point in time. Alright, so and that one is driven to the long on region for another single. So after the technical timeout, Cephas Cooper turned to his leg spinner back at the Chinaman and Googly. Keston Bandu, but he's not pitching right, and we see runs are flowing from the Hillview bats.
Nah, difficult as a leg spinner to get things right from the get-go, but it's what you expect. In fact, he's a left-arm Chinaman, and really very rare to see that type of bowler. At the end of the over now, 56 without loss. Hillview still in command. Naps are going to have to try to break this partnership somehow. They've pulled out their 4 bowlers. They've tried everything they've got so far. I think maybe just they could have tried the pace a bit longer.
Well, probably, but they are not walking like if they are on top of the game right now. They are walking around the field looking very dejected, and I don't like to see that in cricket because the game is not over until the final run is scored.
Yeah,
until the fat lady sings.
Yeah. I'm not seeing any fat ladies in that crowd as they just show us there, but the NAP supporters seem a bit quiet, whereas all the vibes, all the noise is coming from the Hillview end. They believe they've made the trek from Hillview College down to the Brian Lara Academy. Not that it's a big deal. This is where cricket's going to be, just like the Queen's Park Oval. But NAP's very much the inverted commas home team, being the South team here.
Certainly. And that one is played straight back on there. And that's a lovely shot there. Just gets into the pitch of the ball. And Simmons just placing it straight over the bowler. I said no one could have gotten that. It was a beautiful shot. Timing off the bat, straight back past the bowler. And Gangu has to think again, what am I going to do with this delivery now? He is really, really trying to put this stop on Hillview, but look at that beautiful stroke.
Yeah, the left arm orthodox of Gangu dismissed by Simmons. What timing there on that shot. Gangu's in again. This time he pushes a bit outside off stump, and Simmons could very well get 4 here. The chase is on, and he gets it.
And this one, he pushes it, looking for the drive. That was a good length ball, got the edge, but it's a thick outside edge down to the third man boundary for 4. And so the score moves up to 64 now in 8.2. So are we going to have this game all over before the next technical timeout?
I don't want to say the fat lady is singing, but she is. And listen, I've got to give credit, Shiraz. I've got to give credit to Simmons and Bidesi. These guys have come out here. They have not lost their shape or gone about any rash shots. They've played proper cricket shots like that one. And that's 4 more. 4 more runs. It's all timing. And this is what is required. These guys have the experience. It's going to be difficult. These guys are a cut above what the norm of a secondary school cricketer is. These guys are working on their game, and it shows. Look at the placement. It beats the gap. His coach must be smiling from ear to ear.
Certainly, he will be smiling from ear to ear, because look at that. The placing and timing all along the carpet. The green, lovely carpet of the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. And we see the captain going to him now, and we see the tassa is being played there.
Oh yes, very much a part of Trinidad cricket. When you see the tassa out there, you know there's some vibes happening in the crowd. We're missing out, but at the same time, we're seeing the action here live, just like you at home. And it's very entertaining. The quality is up there. Small total, but the fight is still on.
Certainly the fight is still on. He's going around the wicket now to bowl, and this one is again being placed beautifully, but this one may only get one this time because the fielder comes off the long off boundary to field it. And when we talk about the task, I remember the days as a youngster going to the Guacara Park to watch the Titi over final as it used to be in those days, the Broadway Titi over final. And you would see most of the times it used to be between. What a delegate shot there, playing that one through the short to the third man region and getting another single. And you should see Musai Wanderers. 90% of the time is Musai Wanderers. The guys from the east and the guys from central. And they would be walking up and down with their tassa. And they even came with makeshift, well, coffins. And they would mark Wanderers in one and they would mark Musa in the other one. And depending on how the game goes. But at the end of the game, they all come together. And you have that. And that's the unit. That's what sport does to a nation.
Yep, I know there's always gonna be someone who feels hurt by the result, but at the end of the day, everyone's got to come together, especially in a school environment. I know Trinidad club cricket is so competitive, but when I see these guys off the field in Trinidad, I'm surprised that they can even compete with each other because they're hugging up. They're hugging up as best of friends, and it's good to see. It does well for the game. I mean, Guaracara Park, blast from the past. It's all about the vibes, the capacity, was the closeness to the ground. We're now blessed with a massive stadium like Brian Lara. It's good to see it's come back to this. It's good to see the turnout here, and you won't see it on your screen, but the crowd has come in and they've really backed their teams, and that's what you want, especially for the younger guys, to get that belief behind them, because this is a stepping stone. These guys are 1 foot into the next level.
And certainly they are 1 foot into the next level, and we are seeing that Cephas is trying to make some adjustment there as he brings back Mahabir Singh into the attack, because he really have to depend on Mahabir Singh, and maybe Cephas may try to come on in the next over, because his other trump cards are not really coming up trump for him today.
Yep. They've got to find a way back, Naparima. And of course, Cephas Cooper would have played for Power Gen. So he has been playing what we say in Trinidad. He's been playing big man cricket for a while now. Keegan Simmons with Kane Farm. And, these guys are part of what we call pro cricket here in Trinidad. They're part of the National League Division 1. So these guys play, like we say, against big men. So we expect them to perform like big men.
Exactly, and I always make the point to the youngsters when I have a chance to have a chat with them and tell them, I remember Adrian Barrett, who has basically gone off the radar. I don't know for what reason. But when Adrian and even Darren Bravo, when they were playing for Trinidad senior team at that time, when they were in school cricket, when they come back to the schools to play, you could have bet your bottom dollar that they were going to give you big, big runs. And that is what it is. When you play at that level and you come back down to this level, but the thing about it, when you look at these both teams, they are players who are playing at that level. So the standard has risen at this level as well.
Yeah, at this very facility, they look as simple as you like. Back punch, he gets one, pushes for two. As easy as you like. These two seem settled now. Simmons gets his 50. That's Keegan Simmons gets his 50. And how important is that? In fact, it's very close to a man of the match performance. It's very close to a match winning performance, Keegan Simmons. And you would not expect anything less. This is a young man that I am not ashamed to say is knocking on the door of the Trinidad national team. And this is what this is about. We've got to identify these types of youngsters. He's got the temperament, especially watchful for white clothes cricket.
And that is so true. Keegan is really playing. He's showing that he is growing into becoming a good batsman. And I hope that he will continue with that. And it will. Well, he comes from a family of cricketers, right? He comes from a family of cricketers because he's a nephew of Lendl. His uncle is Philip. So they have a lot of Simmons that are playing cricket, even so that he's really doing well at this time. And they are showing you some of his shots that he would have played in his knockout 50 thus far, and they are beautiful shots.
Yeah, I mean, a lovely 50. We mentioned it before while he was scoring the shots. Never any real risk. It wasn't him losing his shape, going after big shots. It was taking advantage of bad balls. Look at this one. Well played, just beating the gap, a fuller delivery, punching it through the offside, and that is the characteristic of these two guys. It's not big shots. The power play was not about smash and grab. It was about capitalizing on loose deliveries. At this level, you will get loose deliveries. We even saw it from Hillview. However, Naps were unable to capitalize. And this is what the temperament you want from a youngster. You come in with a small total, you bat it through and bring it home without losing a wicket. You've got to give credit for that.
So I guess I may call it right because if we see Cephas Cooper, the captain is coming in now to try his see what his chances are in trying to break this partnership, and he's pulling everything out because he do not want to go down dying. He's going down dying. He's making sure that he pulls everything out to show that Naps is going to fight down to the wire. And as Dinesh makes his way out, I will be welcoming back Sachin, the Sachin Ramsubag, who has been just like how these guys are growing into their professional careers, so too is Sachin Ramsubag is going to be becoming one of the good commentators that we have, and also not only in commentary, but he also hosts programs on Taj 93.3.
92.3, that's right.
92.3. So welcome back, Sachin, and we see Cephas here trying to break this partnership.
Well, just like an election officer for an election coordinator for a particular political party would do, I just walked the grounds, and the word from the ground was that, well, 117 without loss, a landslide victory.
Well, it is looking like that, and Cephas looking to make some final adjustments to see what he can do to restrict Navin from scoring.
And that looked quite good, and oh my goodness.
Well, he beat him through bat and par there, but umpire saying that he got a little edge, and here we see Cephas telling him, yes, umpire, I agree with you. And that's good to see the youngsters, them showing that they have this passion still, and they can, and the umpire saying, well, bat, and he said, yes, umpire, I agree with that as well. And that's what this game is about. But as a good delivery.
Yep, well, Cooper trying his best, trying to take the bull by the horns. And this one beat him all over the place and down to the boundary for 4 byes, I would think. And yes, bye signaled by the umpire. And it's not happening here for Naparima College, but it's all happening for Hillview College. And they're well on their way for being crowned champs for yet another year.
Yes, and that was a beautiful delivery, similar to the one before. But this time he beating him all ends up, and even beat the keeper because the keeper didn't even go down the leg side to make an attempt. And Cephas afterwards showing him, hey, you can skip across and try to even let it hit your pad. So its score moves on nicely to 79 without loss in the 11th over.
Well, I'm not too sure if the cameras can pick up the hill on the left-hand side, but we're going to see in a soon time. And you can see some motorists stopping to look at the game from just over 5,000 meters away.
Well, you know, from the Solomon Hochai Highway, you can actually see the Brian Lara Stadium. And if they can't see the players exactly, but they would see the scoreboard. So they may looking at the scoreboard to see what is happening.
Well, on the left side of the ground, actually, on the left side of the media center, it's a very nice hill. And it's a shortcut that comes from the area of Palmyra, which is in South Trinidad, and it comes all the way to the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. And you can clearly see at least 6 motorists stopping at the top of the hill looking at cricket. It reminds me of the Indian spectators when they climb the trees in India to see Sachin Tendulkar play a test match.
Well, these two guys are really putting on a performance here for this massive crowd that we have here. Although the crowd is on one side of the stadium, but for a secondary schools cricket league game, it is really, really a good turnout. And we are seeing that the players are all around They don't even want to sit on the seats and enjoying the lovely grassy area and the lovely weather that we are having for this game.
Well, I'll tell you, Shiraz, earlier on when I was making my way to this venue, I was a bit concerned because the weather was taking a turn for the worst. I was seeing some grey clouds hanging ominously, futuristic probably. Some torrential downpours may have come to this venue, but I think the rain gods have just held back their will.
As we see another bowling change, and that's Shondell Sugrim, who is taking up the attack now from the southern end. So he has come on now. So Cooper is trying every single thing to see if he can get a breakthrough at this point in time and not go down without at least getting a wicket.
Yeah, well, I think I don't want to rule out them getting a wicket. However, I don't see them getting a victory here at this point because it's quite difficult for Naparima College to pull themselves back in. Although T20 cricket is a very peculiar game. And you pick up 3 or 4 wickets within the space of 2 overs, and we see it at the highest level in the IPL that could be the change of the match.
Certainly, but at the rate Hillview is playing at this time, if they have to lose this game, they have to lose it by themselves.
Yep, I agree. Very good point. And it's a lofted cover drive, and they may have the legs to get to the boundary, and it does. A beautiful shot there by Bideshi. He gets into the act of scoring boundaries yet again. And Keegan Simmons on the other side has gotten his 50. And Bideshi, I think he has the capabilities, he has the time, he definitely has the amount of runs there to get to a 50 as well. And it's probably going to be the first time that our opening partnership has gotten to 100 without loss in a T20 final.
Probably, my memory will serve me right. I think it will be the first time in secondary schools cricket league for something like this to happen, because they are really going guns.
Well, PowerGen, Secondary Schools Cricket League, definitely PowerGen being the proud sponsor of the Secondary Schools Cricket League for over 20 years, and one would hope that upon seeing the quality of this broadcast and the quality of the cricket being played here, that 20 more years are soon to come.
Well, they have indicated that they will continue to sponsor Secondary Schools Cricket League as long as they can. And that one is a lovely chip hand drive there, and it goes to the boundary for 4. So BDC is getting on with the attack now, while Simmons is probably relaxing and being more, being more spectator on the non-striker. And look at that. A lovely chip there to the pitch of the ball, proper timing, and beating the fieldsman in the long off region. He couldn't get it. So Sugrim in this over so far has gone for 12 runs.
Yep, 12 runs. Shadel Sugrim. Cooper is trying all his might. He's pulling all the tricks out of his bag, but none seem to be working. Short and quick delivery there from Sugrim. A red dot delivery from Naparima College bowling innings at the end of over number 12. Hillview College, they are well on their way at 92 without loss after 12 overs. And at this position, after 12 overs, Naparima College were 52 for the loss of 3 wickets.
So you see the difference in batting there and the difference in both teams. They are well on their way to victory. I think that drop catch from the very first over of the opening bowler for Naparima when the Bideshi was dropped, really coming back to haunt them at this point in time.
Yeah, that would have been a bit of a spoke in their wheel, Hillview College, and it would have been possibly opening up the batting lineup to something only probably God alone knows what would have happened then. But Cooper again coming back into the attack, trying his best to administer the knockout punch for Keegan Simmons. Not sure if Simmons is up for the task of allowing him to get his wicket, but here's Cooper, very animated in his approach.
And he's telling Simmons, come on, hit it past me. So we see the little talks going on there between two players who are
Well,
very good friends because
absolutely.
they play for Trinidad at the under 19 level as well.
Oh, that's really nice to see. The camaraderie still there. However, the competitiveness of secondary schools cricket is extremely high. Obviously, these young men are high in testosterone as well.
Very much so. He didn't put his hand there this time because that one comes off with some fire.
Yep,
He
yep.
might have gotten burned.
Ah, the venom in that shot would have proved very disastrous if Cooper put his hand near to it. But I think at Naparima College they're going through the motions at this point, but Cooper, he's always a very optimistic cricketer. He's a smart captain, he's a very intelligent person, but unfortunate that he's not able to be the leader for his team tonight actually. Losing out on an opportunity to score runs, being dismissed for naught, and now trying his best to make amends with the ball.
Certainly he's trying to do that, and he is calling on his players to come on. We cannot give up. We cannot give up. And that's what I like about him. He's going down. If he has to lose, we are going down fighting.
Yep, agreed. I was told by a gentleman in my village. He lives very close to me, under my roof actually. Brilliant shot from that's Badesi, and Badesi is really looking an extremely talented player. That's Simmons actually. My correction, Simmons. He moves up to 57, and they're batting so alike, Badesi and Simmons. But brilliant stuff. That shot was from Simmons. It took him from 53, and that boundary, it was a quicker delivery, short of a length, and he got onto the back foot and delivered a beautiful shot for 4.
Certainly. So it's 99 now and over number 13.
Well, the 100 comes up for Hillview College. 100 for the loss of no wickets at 12.5 overs. Rather 12.5 overs, 100 without loss. And they're well on their way to victory, is Hillview College.
Yes, certainly. Hillview College is 100 without loss in over number 13, and they are moving on smoothly. And at the end of the 13th over, and they are batting really nicely without losing any wickets as they close down on this 117 for victory. It's 101 without loss in after 13 overs. As you see, Gangu is going to continue from the southern end. Looking a bit dejected because he would have tried everything to make inroads into the Hillview innings. But he's coming now from the southern end. Let's see what he will do. And he will be bowling to Narain Bidesi. And I will now make my leave and make way for Dinesh to join Sachin, because
Mr. Mohammed, I want to thank you so much for your commentary. It's been quite interesting to be chatting about secondary schools cricket and sharing your expertise and your experience in this level. And we wish you and the secondary schools cricket all the best in the future, and obviously the best in 2019.
Well, Sachin, it's always a pleasure to do commentary with you, and we see that one is a wide with his first delivery there. And it's always a pleasure to do commentary on Secondary Schools Cricket League, and we are continuing to do the work that we are doing and to see secondary school cricket grow from strength to strength. So I say thank you again, and good night to all our viewers.
Absolutely, and Gangu is doing something quite peculiar, and I would have to have a chat with this young man after the game if I get the chance as to what is exactly happening. I'm not too sure if he's struggling with the dew, but I'm sure a man that has been in contact with some type of dew, I'm not sure what brand, is Mr. Dino.
Yeah, just got myself wet out there in the dew, rolling around in the crowd. There we see all smiles in the Hillview section. Kalicharan with an interesting haircut, which has apparently spread throughout the team. As long as they don't go to by my barber, they'll be all right. And it seems cruising now. 13 overs gone, 103. And celebrations can start, ain't it?
Well, Sween is having a good night as well. He's a very humble-looking guy, very quiet. He looks very relaxed. No trouble whatsoever, and he should not be.
Well, they shouldn't be giving any trouble as school kids. I'm sure the dean will have something to say about that.
Well, they're going to get some certain momentum, and Mr. Kelly is really happy about it. Richard Kelly Sr. and their manager.
Yeah, there we see the staff of the Hillview crowd looking fit as ever. You know, the manager, Raul Gadeja, Derek Bidesa, and coach Richard Kelly. Well, you know what? I just saw him on the screen. I would have never believed that was Richard Kelly. I haven't seen him in a while. But my goodness, he seems to be having a good time, and he's done well with his team. Oh, and there's a catch here. It's Naps have gotten a wicket. Keegan Simmons has to go. Naps has something to smile about. And there we see Percy. Something, and look at him. He's on the scoreboard scoring. Naps is back in it. Or are they?
Dino, could this be the turn of things that people have been looking for? Could this be the page that Naparima has turned for the secondary schools intercall final 2018? A catch taken by the young man, number 17, Troy Sukraj at the backward point region.
Look at it again, full outside off, some flashing at it. He shaped up badly. Simmons, he was looking leg side, he shaped to the leg side, worked it through offside. Look at Cooper. He knows that there's something on here. I mean, 10 runs to win. Such you've oversold it, but I'm on board.
I'm on board
there.
as well.
I'm there with
10
you
runs
all the
to
way.
win. 10 runs to win. They can do this, Mr. Lewis. They can do this. I am all behind Naparima College. I'm in for an exciting finish here at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. Can they do it? Naparima College, can they rewrite the history books of the Secondary Schools Cricket League? But we just have to wait and see. As they huddle, they're going to pray for some sort of divine inspiration. And the Hillview are swinging their way well into the direction of a victory tonight, chasing 117. They're currently 106 for the loss of one wicket.
Well, I thought church was on Sunday, but it's Friday night, and I've seen that you're preaching. I'll have to go and buy a lotto ticket with that enthusiasm. Something's got to go right. What's the nearest playway booth in the Brian Lara Stadium? Anyway, look at the Hillview guys. They're having a laugh just like Sachin is ear to ear right now here. But look at it, they know. It's all in their hands.
Well, do you know why they take a technical timeout? I want to have a nice little discussion with you. You said that your barber is a very nice man. I would like to meet him with that very interesting haircut of yours.
Yeah, you've got to keep it modern. You've got to keep it modern. Change is inevitable in life. You've got to be ahead of the curve. And this is what has also assisted me in my career, that attitude, by being ahead of the curve.
Is that ahead of the curve? Or is it a curve on the head?
And this is why you do commentary and I do performance analysis.
How do you describe this hairstyle, Mr. Mahavir?
It's like when James Bond orders a drink. It's shaken, not stirred.
There we see the Hillview supporters, I suspect. They're all dressed in a very neutral color. And
oh, look at this, look at this. One guy wants to cry right now. It's all good. It's good to see them in all smiles.
Have a wave.
Oh,
have
my
a wave.
goodness, such I'm going to have to go in the crowd right now.
Well, Dino.
Lovely crowd here in tonight. They've got maybe not the most competitive final, but the vibes in the crowd has been electric. You've been there. It's such a nice atmosphere here in Brian Lara to see these kids in this professional environment.
Well, here's Gangu to continue. And there's a chance for a stumping. And I can tell you if the wicketkeeper collect that one, Sween would have been on his way, Dino.
Yeah, keeper's had a horror today, hasn't he? Dropping that catch first off, and now, and this is what the keeper has caused. He has made this guy's night. Here it is again. Kango with that If you look at Gangu, we've got about we've got a couple overs of cricket left. If you look at Gangu, he just kicks out, similar to the style of a John Ross Jagasa when he delivers. He doesn't follow through the action. He kicks out on the left. Here we see him, and you can see the follow through is different because he gives everything through the shoulder. And very strong player. He's given everything, but it just has not been enough tonight.
Do you know, as an analyst, what is the advantage of having that foot kicking out?
Actually, what they say with that is that that is not the proper action. There's what a proper action where you follow through in a proper way where you drive forward towards the ball, whereas his body's actually going away from the target. So you would actually want him to go towards the ball and his action follow through towards the point of delivery. He actually kicks out to compensate for the lean that he does. Now, it's been effective, like I mentioned, John Ross Jagesa, who has been very effective doing it with off spin. He, of course, is left arm orthodox, but it's just a style. I would just call it a style, and it's just way that he approaches it. That these are young guys, very much runs like a Keywan Simmons or like a Kirsten Kalicharan, who want to further their career. And a raw young player like Gangu can benefit from learning about his action and about himself. He's very much in the development stage.
With that being said, I would love to see a testing facility being established in the West Indies. It would definitely pay dividends for cricket in the West Indies, but not too sure the direction into which West Indies cricket is going at these days. But the direction of that ball is going towards the boundary. But it's going to be stopped, and they're going to get through for 2 quite comfortably. The victory target is now down to single figures.
You made an interesting point there, Sachin. Yes, it's a foregone conclusion. No, we can say it's all Hillview. But in terms of the testing, to have a facility for testing is actually literally $1 million facility, US dollars. You're going to have to build a facility like that. Pakistan did not have one, and they've pushed the ICC to get one in their country, whereas I have to go to England or India to get actions tested. And so even now in the West Indies, it would pay evidence to have working with them, because there are things in the media. There's Ronsford Beaton, who has been banned from bowling because of action, and so West Indies have in some ways been proactive in this of getting the next generation of pacers and having them together. So that's happening right now, and I would love to see 1 or 2 of these guys from Trinidad be part of that in the future. And in some ways it's reactive, but we've got to be, it happens in every country, we've got to be listen, I have to say the cricket's happening. That's a decent shot. Just looked outside off some. But just to oh, well, it's all happening here now. They're going to come upstairs to Sachin. Sachin's going to have to tell us what's happening.
Well, I'm telling you, we're going to take a look at that one. But it's, I think he's just gotten home. Just about a 1/16th of the bat out over the line.
Oh, we get to see it again here, Sach.
The LBW strike, it looked a bit high, obviously. Pitched outside the off stump and high as well. Just inside.
That was so close. That was very close. He did not get his bat was very close on getting in the line. You know what? It's a foregone conclusion. It looks like Hillview are going to do it here. But the crowd are still electric out there. You can hear the vibes.
Yep. They're well behind their team. Naparima College were behind their bowler in the first 3 to 4 overs. Hillview has been very vocal all through the game. Obviously, if they were a prize for crowd support, Hillview would have won as well by a landslide margin. And I'm going to say this with confidence. I'm very disappointed that Naparima College has not rallied some more supporters. The school is, on average, about 15 to 20 minutes drive from this venue, yet still they are outnumbered by the Hillview supporters.
Well, I hear you, Sach, and I'm just going to give credit to the Hillview people for coming out here, and it's paid dividends for them. They have rallied behind their team, and they've gotten it. And I will be somewhat controversial in saying that when you go to a club cricket what we call pro cricket here in Trinidad, this turnout is much better than that. It's much better. There was a T20 league going on, our major T20 league, and the passion, the vibes of the crowd is here for a school final. It's much bigger. And Sachin, being from a similar generations, we know how big intercol football is in Trinidad. This is intercol cricket.
Absolutely.
We expect something similar.
Absolutely. Well, Naparima College, they're giving it away as they just have about 4 runs to win, and Hillview is definitely going to be crowned consecutive champs of 2017. They are the defending champs. They will be the new 2018 champs. Mahabir Singh on that occasion, I think that may just be his last over. And yes, he has bowled 4 overs, picked up no wickets for 26 runs. In an equation such as this, it's not so bad.
It's not so bad for Hillview. Naps, of course, will feel hard done by. Again, you know, you can't rely on one guy. It's easy to say that we are up in the commentary booth. We expect a lot from Cooper. He's the captain. And getting him early really dented Naparima's plans, even though they lost the toss. But you have to rally when you lose your key player, and you gotta come back strong. They were unable to do that. Hillview were spot on. They recognized that Cooper was the main threat, and they got rid of him early. The bowling, we were here, Sachin. The bowling straight up at the first few overs was really good from the Hillview Pacers.
Yeah, absolutely. The first 6 overs for Hillview College, when they bowled against Naparima, went for 35 runs and they pick up 2 wickets. And there's a big appeal here, and probably some bat onto that one, but he's a big guy, Sween. He stands at just about 6 feet high, or possibly even more. But Gangu is trying his might to possibly pick up a wicket to go home with, because this is going to be his last match for Naparima College.
Good to see him smile about it. They've lost, inevitably they've lost, but it's good to see him crack a smile there. Meanwhile, Sweet almost gets stumped down the leg side. Loud shout. In fact, it's given. It's been given. Well, Sween never looked like nudging it around. He always looked like he wanted the big shot. And not the best delivery in his world, in the world, bowling into his legs, and Django gets a wicket. In fact, he's the one who's struck twice. And look at Naparima rallying. Let's have a look at it again. Pitched outside leg. Oh my God, slow to react. Gotta give the too late for Naparima.
It is too much too late, I think. Darren Samlal, he tried his best. He struggled a lot tonight. There were about 9 or 10 byes that were given away. He dropped a catch in the first over with Faisal Mangera against Navin Bidesi. It was almost like a Shaka Hisla Pari. He's on 40 right now, so remove that 40 from the equation, and well, it could have been a different story.
Yeah, remove 40, fair enough, but you know, you get rid of a BDC or Simmons early on, you're gonna always get a chance. It looks like it's Kali Charan here coming into the wicket. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. They're ready to run out on the field. They're getting ready to celebrate their title. Richard Kelly looking fit as ever, ready to lead the charge. And really, even the cameraman is nodding. He's like, yes, this is over.
Absolutely. Well, Sachin Sicharan, and you made the point earlier that if you get one of the top batsmen out, another one comes in. So it's like you're playing a Indian batting lineup when you have a star-studded attack of batsmen. It's going to be quite impressive to see these young men move on to the senior team level.
The reason I mentioned the Indian team is because Keegan Simmons played in the World Cup. A few of these guys played for West Indies under 19. Let's see this delivery. Kalitran's not wasting time. Oh, it's a crowd catch. The crowd goes up. They thought it was a wicket. Naps would celebrate anything right now. But these guys, their compatriots from India are playing in the IPL.
Absolutely.
Well, Calitran looks like he just wants to end with a flurry, and that could be actually to the detriment. In fact, hands are being shaken, smiles are being exchanged, and what I would give for a hat trick right now, as a Naps fan.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's see.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh my
Joking.
goodness. Things are happening here.
You gotta keep your shape, youngster. You gotta keep your shape, man. Knock it off. Knock it off. Do
Gangu.
it professionally.
Gangu is
Coach
yes.
said-
He's saying no problem. He's saying no problem. We have 24 balls to get 4 runs, just about a .444 a ball. Oh, and it's looking like a third day in a test match at this point. 113 for the loss of 2 wickets after 16 overs. Mr. Kelly, what are your thoughts, sir?
Coach Kelly looking like 15 years old there, Mr. Kelly. Celebrations all around. Yeah. But 4 overs to go. You know what? Mahabir Singh and Gangu, very much the top bowlers for Naps have bowled out now. So 4 runs to get, it's going to take a major miracle to happen. Meanwhile, it's almost like a Mexican wave, and the claps are, it's almost deafening here up in the commentary box because Hillview have started the celebrations. Here we see the clapping happening.
The tassa drums are being sound, and it's like it's a norm to hear tassa drumming in a cricket match, just like a rhythm section on a football game. But now we see rhythm sections being incorporated as well in almost everything. I went to a wedding recently, and there was a rhythm section as part of the reception.
Oh, was it your wedding?
It was not, it was not. You will get to find out about my wedding. Have no fear.
Oh, I hope so. I like wedding food a lot, especially in Trinidad. And for those throughout the Caribbean, if you have a wedding, please invite us.
Well, I'm not too sure if you would love to go to Jamaica and have some provisions.
Yes,
Yeah?
I would.
Yes, agreed.
Is it free? We're there. We're there. Jamaica T20, we're there. School's final, we love it. But it's good. We're all fun aside. It's a brilliant atmosphere. It's obviously a pleasure to be here, and for you viewers around the Caribbean to be joining us. I mean, this is what we look for in West Indies cricket. We want to see you all supporting the cricket from this level forward. It starts here. Everyone goes to school. Well, I hope so. And you get an opportunity. You get an opportunity to play alongside top quality cricketers. And even if you are not serious about cricket as a career, but you enjoy it, it's a good opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, Cooper is not going to make it easy for Hillview to get this 4 runs. And I can tell you something, that those of you looking on across the region and Guyana as well, if you are interested in getting this production crew to your country to broadcast this final, or any final of secondary schools, or any final actually of cricket, please get in contact with us. You can see it's an excellent production team. We have a beautiful cast of commentators. We have an analyst sitting next to me as well. You can please message us on Facebook at TTEN TV. Go right now and like the page, and you can send us a message, and our corporate team will get in contact with yours, and we're going to do some serious work, because we are all for getting West Indies cricket on top of the world again. So this is definitely going to be one of the avenues to do just that. Sween is enjoying his avenue of celebration as well. Here is Cooper, and it's a big shot, and that's it. That's going to be it. Hillview College have won, and it's a brilliant performance from Hillview College. Leading from the forefront is Keegan Simmons with 57. Bedeshi not out on 44, and my oh my, excellent cricket being played by both teams, but more so Hillview College,
What a final, what excitement now. Hillview have done it in a flurry, and this is what it means to them. It's so exciting now. All the players have run onto the field in celebration. Look what it means to the flagman. Let's have a look at the final blow that really ended Naps for the 2nd year in a row. Hillview has defeated Naps with this boundary. And if we get to see it, the players storm the field, not to celebrate with their teammates, but to grab the stump. They have gotten out there.
keeper, Leonardo Julian. If they did not accomplish a victory tonight, well, they may have probably had to take an Uber back home.
Well, those names you mentioned, Sachin, it's not going to be the last time you hear those names. Believe me, this is where it starts in Trinidad and Tobago cricket. Disappointing for Cooper, disappointing for Naps, but they cannot be disappointing about getting this far and dominating Trinidad cricket. These youths are the future of cricket. And we have several under-19 players here. They've put on a good show for us. They've been on the biggest stage in Trinidad. The crowd is behind them. You can't ask for anything better than this. So we thank you for joining us. The scenes will continue here at Brian Lara Stadium. What a lovely show we had on tonight.
Well,
And there we see it, the final score, Hillview getting over the line, and this is the moment. Actually, that was the drop catch early on as we see highlights from the inning.
Yep, that was the first drop catch, and had that catch been taken, it could have been a different game, a different result for Naparima College, but Hillview College take nothing away from them. They dominated from the very first over with shots like that from Simmons and drives such as the other one from Bideshi. You're going to see it soon. Brilliant stuff from this pair. They got them across the line. They were at one point they were 97 for the loss of no wicket.
It's quality, Sachin. It's got to be said. It's quality. These guys have the temperament at the top. They are not T20 players per se, but when you can play shots like that, my goodness, that one went all the way. It was all timing. And Simmons swept from outside the off stump. He swept from middle stump. He even punched down the ground a few times. He got out on 60, but the job was done at that point. Simmons really, with Bideshi, who was a bit more tempered, Bideshi in his approach. But Simmons and Bideshi, they got the job done. They really put the nail in the coffin early on for this Naparima team.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Naparima College up front to try their best to consolidate. But then Hillview College, unfortunately for Naparima College, totally blew their hopes of winning this game out the window. It was tremendous stuff from Hillview College, led from the front by Keegan Simmons. Bideshi, as I mentioned before, finished on 44, and I think Keegan Simmons is going to be the man of the match for tonight.
The man of the match has got to be you, Sachin. You've carried us through this commentary. It's been lovely to join you guys. It's been lovely to work with the crew here at TTEN. It's been lovely with the SSCL organization here. We have seen the highlights. Look at this shot from Simmons. There was no coming back for Naps. They started badly with the ball. They started badly with the bat. Hillview were on top of the game throughout. Naps, yes, maybe one of the few teams in the country who could have put up a fight against the star-studded Hillview team, but it was too little too late. They never gave up hope, as you just saw with Cephas Cooper. And give credit to, as you see there, Percy Sam Lalson. Give credit to the Naps. Very well organized unit, a very well structured unit. And this is what it takes in cricket. Partly, Sachin, the reason that these teams got here is because they take their cricket seriously and they're well organized. And that's why they can dominate, even regardless of talent.
And I want to make a very important point here, Dino. Behind both cricket teams is a very well put together administration team. And you can see the quality of cricket being played here, not just because the players are quite experienced as they run out on the field to celebrate, but the administration behind this team, the entire management has been of sound quality.
Yeah, definitely. And so is the management of this production team. So is the management of the Secondary Schools Cricket League. And we have to give kudos to PowerGen for sponsoring this. PowerGen always have their school, they always have their training programs where they allow kids to come into the PowerGen based in South Trinidad, and numerous programs that these guys are a part of. We got a cracking final here. We got a lot of quality on display. Maybe not the best final in terms of entertainment to take it to the line, but we saw a lot of quality from these guys.
Well, guys, that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. And just a recap, Naparima College was sent into bat. They got to 116 for the loss of 4 wickets. Then Hillview College, at their turn of the crease, got to 117 for the loss of 2 wickets. Keegan Simmons got 57. Navin Bideshi got 44 with an opening stand of 97. That really pulled Hillview College through to the victory. Hillview the secondary schools Cricket League champions. On behalf of everybody here, the entire production crew of TEN TV, on behalf of Mr. Dinesh Mahabir and Mr. Shiraz Mohammed as well, my name is Sachin Ramsubag. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to go and like the TTEN Facebook page and also on Instagram. Follow us on all platforms. Do be sure to download the app as well on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store for fingertip access wherever you go across the world. Remember to enjoy your night, and if you have a chance to make a positive impact in someone's life, just like PowerGen has made in this young cricketers' team minds, well, just do it, all right? Don't wait for somebody to tell you to do it. Just do it. Ladies and gents, it's been a pleasure. Have yourself a wonderful evening across the region and a very productive week ahead. Bye-bye.
Sweet love, I wanna take you away, baby. Come stay with me. You need a vacation, girl. Let me be your vacation, girl. Whatever you need, I get it in a rush. Lord knows you deserve more than enough. You need a vacation, girl. Days off by the ocean, girl. Breeze blowing in your hair. Palm trees where we stay.
How you feel about the West Indies? Tropical songs ring off when we lay up. Relax with me, I wanna give you the way.
You ain't gotta worry no more, it's okay. I promise I'll hold you down. If time is money, I give you all of mine. All on the line for your heart. I wanna give you love, 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 love. Lift your head up, let your head up. We're surfing on the clouds. Lift your head up, let your head up. I wanna make love, sweet love. I wanna take you away, baby. Come stay with me. You need a vacation, girl. Let me be your vacation, girl. Whatever you need, I get it in a rush. Lord knows you deserve more than enough. You need a vacation, girl. Days off by the ocean, girl. Breeze blowing in your hair. Palm trees where we stay. Vacation. You need a vacation, girl. Let me be your vacation, girl. Whatever you need, I get it in a rush. Lord knows you deserve more than enough. You need a vacation, girl. Days off by the ocean, girl. Breeze blowing in your head. Palm trees where we stay. Vacation.
Some boy might be sick in a them head. Sick in a them head. Some boy might be sick in a them head. Sick in a them head. Some boy might be sick in a them head. Them not hold no med.
You know see say man a rasta. No man a rasta, me no know imposter. You can't run from the order. Come on a heal up the father, the lion of Judah.
Some man a move like idiot. Tell them the liquor school girls them stop read that. The rape thing we no read that. So if you ramp wrong me family, you get gunshot. Some boy a move too shady. Tell them I hype up themself and a go on like lady. Them all a kill liquor baby. So me a wonder if them boy must be crazy. It's either them bloodthirsty or them demon possessed so no can't see. Somebody tell me what one in a me country. It's only God alone can help we. Them don't want me talk the truth. Them don't want me talk the truth. They want keep the rasta mute. Them don't want me talk the truth. Yo man a generally I mean I no damn recruit. You can't play me like no blasting flute. Yo tell them real recognize real that's the truth. And them boy them in a salute. Get rid out. And next thing me have to mention, tell them the devil is roaming and still them never listen. We got to protect the nation and set a good example for the young generation. People afraid to walk the road again. Every day a murdering and kidnapping. Shut up us outside your house rapid. The world looking away.
Anyhow, them boy they do evil. Them no really give a damn more people. Them a try buying a gun scheme as the gun and a unmarked vehicle.
The jailhouse ram again. Here goes another funeral again. Full time they want to end. The youths we gotta pray for them. Them don't want we talk the truth. Them don't want me talk. They want keep the rasta mute. Them don't want me talk. Yo man a generally I mean I no damn recruit. You can't play me like a blasted flute. Yo tell them real recognize real that's the truth. And them boy them in a salute.
say man a rasta. No man a rasta, me nah no imposter. You can't bring the order. Come on, I heal up the father, the Lion of Judah.
Enough man a move like idiot. Tell them the little school girls them stop read that. The rape thing we no read that. So if you rap wrong me family, you get gunshot. Some boy a move too shady. Tell them I hype up themself and a go on like lady. Them all a kill little baby. So me I wonder if them boy must be crazy. Is either them bloodthirsty or them demon possessed so no can see. Somebody tell me what one in my country. It's only God alone can help me.
Welcome to TTEN, Trinidad and Tobago Entertainment Network. Every creed, equal place, one place for Caribbean people. Mass, music, art, pan, politics, food, dance, fashion, talent, technology, and much more. 10. Trinidad and Tobago Entertainment Network. Our world, our people, our passions. Your portal to Caribbean life. Find yourself.
There's real news.
The actual roti on the plate was $250,000.
Then there's fake news.
The laws allow a baby to be born in the 9th month. It is wrong. It has to change.
How many people have to die?
And then there is the blah.
Good evening, good night. Whenever you see this, hello. Yeah. They don't know nothing. Because we is the greatest set of storytellers ever.
Whoa, hold on. So you trying to tell me all this is about getting land?
This is not about land, my brother. Do not misrepresent me, eh?
Monday nights at 9, only on TTEN TV. That's right, the most biased, subjective, and one-sided version of the news ever. The blah. If ever there was a time to watch news, there's no.
Hamilton Home and Healthcare Services provide your elderly relative with a new standard of care and a better quality of life. Our services are bathing assistance, dressing assistance, walking assistant, meal and diet preparation, light housekeeping, errands and shopping, medication reminder, joyful companionship. Care is available in the morning, midday, and evenings. Temporary and long-term care is also available. Contact us today at 345-5884. Hamilton Home and Healthcare Services. We provide quality care for your elderly relatives.
Welcome to TTEN, Trinidad and Tobago Entertainment Network. Every creed, equal place, one place for Caribbean people. Mass, music, art, pan, politics, food, dance, fashion, talent, technology, and much more. 10. Trinidad and Tobago Entertainment Network. Our world, our people, our passions. Your portal to Caribbean life. Find yourself.
Hi guys, welcome to TTEN TV's 10 on 10 video countdown, where we count down the most viewed and most rated local dancehall and reggae videos, as well as some viral internet videos. I'm your host, Angel Belfort. So guys, do you think you can sleep next to this dog? Check out our number 10 viral video and tell me if you can. If you're about to take an after-work nap, wake up. Anyways, let's jump right into our top 10 video countdown with number 10 on our spot, Irfan Al's with his hit Overdue.
At the tone, please record your voice message. When you are finished recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
Hey babe, I just want to say I'll be home soon. Not sure when though, but it's gonna be soon, right? Long overdue, I guess. Anyway, love you. Bye-bye.
The give me something I need, yeah. You give me something I bleed, yeah. You give me something I crave, oh, I really need you too. I really wanna feel great now, so let me have my way now. No one ever gonna leave, cause I'm so invested in you. Cause I really feel a vibe every time you set the right down. And nobody like this, man, it's nothing like this, and it's nothing like you. Nothing and nobody like you. And every single time we touch, no one ever wanna stop, because I always wanna let you know that I love you so much, it's nobody like you. Nothing and nobody like you. So make me ball out. Long time is overdue. Long time is overdue. Make me ball out. Long time is overdue. Long time is overdue. Because you're special to me. Special to me. Very special. Very special. Whoa, whoa. Because you're special to me. Very special. Very special. Like the sunlight and the rain fall, like the daytime and the night come. I'll be sure now, bound to come back. Please don't fall off, don't break my heart. Like the moon now and the star shine. Give me all now, not a fraction. Get to the point now, so just full stop till the last beat and me heart stop. Sir, I really feel a vibe every time we set it right down. And nobody like this, and nobody like you. Nothing and nobody like you. So me tell them, and every single time.
As you all know, I spend a lot of time on social media looking at funny videos, and I found this cute video of a baby elephant